And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our second broadcast of the night. We just wrapped up with Sparkling Tuna Cup, and now we have returned with WTL, with World Team League 2024 Summer Code S Round 2, day number 3. It's been 3 grueling days of WTL action, and now we've returned with the final day of Round 2. And as we get ready for Round 2, a big shout out to TKL in the chat. Merci beaucoup, mate. I don't know much French, I'll be honest. I don't. But gracias, thank you so much for the raid. Hope you guys had a great stream. Hope you had a great cast, or a great session overall. Thank you so much. Again, for those who don't know, TKL, he is a fellow community caster, does cast in the French language. So we do appreciate the support. And welcome, everyone. Welcome to day number 3. Now, because we were casting Sparkling Tuna Cup, we are going to be a little bit behind. I think we're delayed by like 10 minutes or so we have some catching up to do. But up first here in this series, in tonight's matches, we have Basilisk versus CranKy Gaming. We have our lineups. We have Jeshi versus Showtime, Hero versus Rainer, and Oliveira versus Trigger. Oh boy. Now, Basilisk is a little bit different. They are Basilisk / Big, or Basilisk plus Showtime. Showtime has joined the ranks. For those that are curious as to why Showtime joined Basilisk, Cyril is currently conducting his military service. Because of this, Cyril is not available on a weekly basis. If you've been watching EPT Spring, you would know that Cyril forfeited his placement in EPT Spring in the regionals. He is not competing in the regionals for the European region because he's busy with his military service. Likewise, he's not available on a weekly basis for WTL either. So Basilisk, they only have 3 players. They don't have a replacement, so they needed someone to fill the shoes of Cyril. That is Showtime. Showtime does step in, and here we have him. Showtime versus Jeshi in the first best of 2. So again, that is the rationale, I believe, for Basilisk kind of expanding their ranks a little bit here. Showtime isn't on Basilisk, but they have basically joined forces. They partnered up for WTL to make up for our otherwise lost player. And we're diving into game 1, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have, Jeshi for CranKy Gaming. And in the top right, we have Showtime for Basilisk. Let's go. The PvP zone end, by the way, we just wrapped up with a best of 5 between Christiana and Geralt. We just had an intense PvP. We had Shameless versus Christiana before that, and now the PvPs, they just keep on going, Papi. They keep on going. Jeshi versus Showtime. Here we go. Now, Showtime, of course, is one of the best Protoss players in all of Europe. He is, I would say, top 2 alongside MaxPax, but never underestimate these Chinese Protoss players. I'm talking about Jeshi, I'm talking about Cyan, I'm talking about Firefly. The Protoss triad, if you will, Jeshi, Firefly, and Cyan, they have all leveled up. They have all been threatening some of these otherwise established players. We've seen them take down MaxPax, we've seen them take down Showtime, Hero. They are all deadly in PvP, and no one is safe. Not saying that Jeshi is favored, I'm not saying that. Showtime is favored here, but Jeshi can definitely take games, maybe even a 2-0. Maybe I'm going too far saying that, but a 1-1 score is not unheard of. But now we're settling in. For now, we are settling in. We do have our 2 gate openers all around. Oh, the scouting probe gets killed? Ooh, that should not have happened, by the way. A big misstep already there by Jeshi, losing his first probe. That means he cannot delay the expansion. A good reaction from Showtime right now would be to just take a faster base. Take a Nexus as quickly as possible. There is nothing to stop him. We can see that Showtime is blocking the natural base of Jeshi, but Jeshi cannot do the same to Showtime as he lost his probe. Zelda's being forced out as we speak. Ooh, Showtime gets dragged out of position. We get the Nexus. Okay. Zelda is cancelled. Nexus is in production. Meanwhile, Showtime, despite not having any kind of competition or any kind of hindrance, he's going for a Stargate. Okay, so double gas opener from Showtime into a Stargate. Very safe play here from Showtime into a later expansion. Showtime making sure he's safe and secure, going for the initial Oracle. There's that Nexus now on the way. And Jeshi has yet to really invest into his own. Tech. Remember, because Jeshi's probe was killed, he hasn't seen the tech. He doesn't know what's happening. Doesn't know what Showtime has on the way. There we go, Oracle first from Showtime. Jeshi, what are we going to be investing into? Now, we're loading into post-youth, and the map is quite large, so the rush distance by air and by ground is a little bit longer. We may have some time here to prepare. There we go, Twilight Council from Jeshi is going into Blink Stalkers. Safety Shield Battery is on the way, thankfully, so even though Jeshi did not scout the tech, even though he didn't scout the Stargate, he's ready for Oracles in the mineral line. We have a Shield Battery in the main, we have 2 Stalkers at the natural, and because of this map, because of the layout, because both main, or both the natural and the main are together, doesn't take long at all to rotate between them to defend. Doesn't take long at all. As Oracle dips in, Stalkers are in position, quick reaction at a Showtime, he does pull back. Doesn't manage to pull back, second Oracle on the way. This is a big commitment here. Showtime in favor, or the downside here is that he delayed his Twilight Council. He delayed his Twilight Council in favor of 2 Oracles. Big investment there by Showtime. Throws down the Stasis at the third, 2 Oracles, 1-shot probes. So a Shield Battery on its own is not good enough. Not against 2 Oracles. But there are Stalkers in position, Adept does shade in. Adept going for the worker. Oracles, they come in from behind. They focus down 1, 2, 3 probes. We got a 4th probe as well. A 5th, a 6th probe. Oh my god. 8 workers go down. And both Oracles survive. A massive amount of damage. And Jeshi, now in a bit of trouble. He does fall behind in the worker counts. And what is scary is that Showtime, because he kept both Oracles alive, they can regenerate their energy, they can regenerate their shields, and they can go in again and get even more damage done. So the pressure is now on Jeshi. Now the downside now is that the map is working against him. Because of the rush distance, it's going to take so long to actually counterattack and have a presence on the map. Blink, sure, it's on the way, but we're still a ways off. Jeshi is stuck at home. And we can see that Showtime is getting ready to expand. Showtime is getting ready for that third. You're welcome, mate. De nada, TKO, de nada. I say de nada. Thank you, thank you. Gracias. Ooh. As for now, Jeshi is still just amassing his Stalkers back at home. He's massing them up. We do see Showtime just stabilizing back at home, getting to his third base, not skipping any warp-ins either, bear that in mind, so his Stalker count is looking quite high. Working on his Blink, you can see that even though Jeshi had a faster Blink, he was not able to make use of it. Not able to fully make use of that upgrade. Jeshi getting to his third, getting to his Robo. Still down in workers. Showtime being assertive on the map, and more than anything, I feel like he just wants to get a read on where the army is, pull the attention away for Jeshi towards that third, and as he pulls away the attention, here come the Oracles towards the natural. Remember what we spoke about, the Oracles, they can one-shot probes, they have regenerated their shields, they're looking to go back in. They're looking to dive back into that main base. Showtime is committing good blinks here out of Showtime, he's breaking through. Where's the shield battery? Oh, finishing up 1 second too late, or quite a number of seconds too late there. A good trade by Showtime, and Jeshi is barely holding on. He's holding on by a thread. Does defend his main, but he lost another 2 probes. Both Oracles made it out once again. And we're trying to focus on Stalkers. Good blinks out of Jeshi, but there's still so much working against him. Does force the overcharge. Jeshi does hold. Does barely hold on. Doesn't want to be dragged out of position. Oh, doesn't want to overextend. Calm down, Jeshi. Calm down. We'll pull back. Showtime looking for another way into these mineral lines. Dipping in with his Oracles, and he goes for the main. Gets 1 more probe. Tries to get out. Main army collapsing into the third. Oracle making the way to the mineral line as well. And it does look like Showtime has too much. Yeah, he does have quite a substantial army supply lead here. Breaks 2 Stalkers, is being forced back finally, but gets 5 more probe kills. And here come reinforcements. Now Jeshi, he is slowly recovering here, but Showtime, upon being deflected, we take a fourth. We take a fourth base, and it's the gold as well. +1 is on the way. Showtime catching up in upgrades. +2 starting up here for Jeshi. That's one of the big advantages that Jeshi has, is the better upgrades. Again, he's slowly catching up with his workers. The gold base is now on the way for Jeshi as well. Showtime has to be careful. Moving out. We spoke about this earlier, but you cannot underestimate a player like Jeshi. He's even rocking a DKZ scarf. But the fourth base, he's out of position. It's going to be cancelled. A rough moment there for our blue Protoss. Not where he needs to be. Zel's doing a great job here at tanking shots. We do focus down a couple of Stalkers. 3 Stalkers go down. Not bad. Jeshi getting ready for a Zealot counterattack. A Zealot drop into the main. Pylon gets shut down. You can see Showtime rotate Stalkers into the main base in preparation. Yeah, safety cannons on the way. Gold base being retaken, but Showtime is able to establish his own gold. Jeshi needs to do something about that base. Needs to do something about that gold. Now, there is going to be a timing. +2. There is going to be a big +2 timing available here for Jeshi. They could try to make use of. With his charge loping Stalker. For now, he's clearing up pylons. Showtime is aware of the army. Is aware of its location. Stalker is still ready in the main. Zealots have arrived, and Jeshi ignoring the gold, going for the natural. That's a lot of Zealots, by the way. Here we go. This is Jeshi's moment. He's even in Stalkers. He's up in Zealots. Army's out of position. We go for the shield batteries. And shield batteries are being targeted down, one after the other. Overcharge is spot. We focus down the shield battery. Good engage here by Jeshi. He has a high ground. He has a better concave. With that, he's mowing his way through the Zealots, but Zealots are falling from both players. Showtime trying to engage here. The Zealots are finally cleaned up. Now it's Stalker v Stalker. We're coming in from behind as well. Jeshi getting surrounded. It's still such a close fight. We do reinforce with a handful of Zealots. But Jeshi, he has the higher Stalker count. He's breaking through. Up just barely, but we have reinforcements. More Zealots, they barely come in. Yeah, Jeshi has to back off. Does back off for a moment. But it looks like Jeshi barely has enough. Yeah, working his way through the Zealots. Again, without a shield battery, without an overcharge, that does impact this fight quite a bit. Some of the Stalkers not actually fighting, though. As Jeshi goes for a warp in into the main. Catches the Stalkers as well. Ooh, doesn't quite get them. Has to pull back. Zealot's wreaking havoc. That's going to be 10 probe kills. Did I say 10? 14 workers go down. We bust into the natural, into the third. We go for the probes. We go for the prism as well. And Showtime is being pulled apart. Again, Showtime was so hyper-fixated on probing up, on saturating his gold base. Was down in that army, was down in those Zealots. On top of that, that was a very crisp timing with +2 that Jeshi did take advantage of. And now Jeshi's ahead. Despite the start of the game, Jeshi, he found himself with a worker lead and with an army lead. And now the pressure is on Showtime. Bearing in mind that +3 is also in favor of Jeshi. Just barely, to be fair. I think by like a second or two. Pretty even between the players, upgrade-wise, but Jeshi is coming in with his reinforcements, coming in with the Immortal. We have force fields, but only 2. It's not going to be good enough. Shield battery was not replaced. We do have a surround. Jeshi in an awkward position here. Trying to bust in with those Immortals. Again, caught in an awkward sandwich. Has to pull back. Doesn't overextend. Doesn't want to throw away those Immortals. Shield battery does finish. Overcharge is popped. We have to respect it. We have to back off. Zealots are going to be going down. Immortal a little hooking, a little bit exposed as well. Reinforcements on the way. Again, where's that warp prism, by the way? It looks like we did not rebuild. There it is. I was like, where's the prism? Without the warp prism, Jeshi can't really push in. Yeah, more shield batteries on the way. Overcharge is on cooldown. We have a second and a third shield battery at the natural. Or, at the third, sorry. I keep calling it the natural. Just so used to it. But yeah, soon to be 3 shield batteries at that third base. But again, Jeshi still maintains his lead. We do have a Stalker hit squad towards the left-hand side. We go for the Prism. Big snipe. Big moment for Showtime. If it wasn't for that, it could all be over here and now. I mean, it could still be. Yeah, we're coming in for the surround. Immortals suck fighting Zealots. Zealot army is being cleaned up. Immortals going ham on the Stalkers. Overcharge is held once again. And Showtime holds. Showtime, he does hold on. He dives on the Immortals. Gets 1, gets 2. Up, barely gets the second Immortal as well. Did get a lot of hits in though. Again, Jeshi's had such a big advantage for so long, but he just barely cannot kill Showtime. He's trying though. Bust into the main. Again, Showtime has been holding on barely for the past couple of minutes. It's been impressive. Any other player, they would have already fallen. But there it is. GG gets called. There's still too much to overcome, and Jeshi, he does bounce back, taking game. Oh, Bafi, the Stalker. Let's go. This cardboard Stalker, G. The pressure is now on Showtime. Can he bounce back? I mean, a map like Side Delta, I'm feeling Phoenix Wars, but here we go. In the bottom right-hand corner, we have Jeshi for CranKy Gaming. And in the top left, we have Showtime for Basilisk. Here we go. Now, because we're loading into Side Delta, this leads into a very certain kind of PvP dynamic. Gate expands. Because there's a ramp leading into the natural, it is very common to go for a gate expand. But a straight up gate expansion, like a gateway into Nexus, is very greedy, and more often than not, a way to go for a gate expand is to go for a gateway, get into 2 gases, into a cyber core, into a Stargate, before Nexus. Now, if we go for that particular build from both players, then this will lead into Phoenix Wars, because both players go into Stargates, both players scout each other, and both players need to make Phoenixes in that situation. So we'll see if anyone deviates. For now, we do have our probes moving out, so they're going to be delaying the expansions from both Jeshi and Showtime. They dip into the main. We do confirm both gases. So Showtime opens up double gas. Jeshi went singular gas, so Jeshi being a little bit greedy. You can see Jeshi has 400 minerals, and he's denied. Yeah, big moment here for Showtime. He denies the expansion. Jeshi is forced to be a little bit more inefficient. He's forced to make a Zealot. I mean, so is Showtime. Cybercore is on the way. Jeshi just banking up here for that expansion. It does look like Jeshi again. He did want to go for the Nexus first, and yeah, he's being denied it. Showtime being more efficient with his build. You can see Jeshi banking up 500 minerals. Oh, this is brutal. Jeshi refusing to take a second gas geyser. Showtime confirms he goes for another pylon block as well. And there's the Stargate on the way for Showtime. And again, there should have been a Stargate on the way for Jeshi as well. But he has been a little bit stubborn here. And he can finally expand. Now he takes a second gas. But there's a Nexus on the way. So Jeshi technically has a more economic build because of the faster Nexus, but it's only faster by like 2 seconds, and Showtime has a Stargate that's about to finish. So I'm liking Showtime's position much more than Jeshi's. You can see Jeshi fully wall off at the gateway, getting to his second gas. Now, because he was so stubborn there, because we didn't go into a second gas, into a Stargate, we are not entering Phoenix Wars. That is not happening, thankfully. But overall, I do like Showtime here. Oracle's on the way. Stargate gets scouted and confirmed by Jeshi. Is aware. Probe is locked in. There we go. He canceled the gateway. Going for a Twilight Council follow-up. Ooh, a Showtime Void Ray. That tells us that Showtime is scared of an all-in. He's a little bit paranoid here. Void Ray is otherwise unnecessary unless you believe there's an all-in coming your way. But with this Oracle Scout, we should confirm what's going on. We do see the saturation, but I believe we did miss the tech. He did not see the Twilight Council. So Void Ray is finishing up. Showtime just being very safe. Twilight Council's done for Jeshi, getting into Blink. I believe getting to a 3-gate setup. And we'll see how this dynamic works out here. How does this work out? As Showtime can always threaten the bases. Void Ray moves out across the map as well. We're pushing out. Bold move here by Showtime. Does move out with the Void Ray. Does hit the natural, going for the pylon. Not gonna get it though. Stalker is focused down. We did try to micro back, but at last we weren't able to save it. Stasis Trap does pop off on the Zealots. As the Void Ray will escape. Oracle tries to dip in, but ooh, we are in position. Jeshi, always here with a handful of Stalkers in both mineral lines. Does not take any damage from the Oracle. Very nice defense from Jeshi. And behind this, we have a Forge on the way. That's going to be for +1. We're doubling down on Blink Stalkers. And I kind of like Jeshi's position now. Again, it was an awkward start, don't get me wrong. It was a very awkward start, but we have a third on the way. We have faster Blink for Jeshi. The Oracle is keeping him pinned back at home. That is true, but outside of that, there's a nice timing available where he has Blink and Showtime does not. Where Jeshi could try to punish that third. Zelda is coming in for a scout. Jeshi will confirm a third is on the way. Does confirm its location. And does Jeshi try to punish it? Does he try to apply any pressure here, or does he just back off, wait for his upgrades, and settle in towards the mid-game? And it looks like that is going to be the answer here. Jeshi just making extra workers. Robo's on the way. He is moving out with his Stalkers. But I'm not sure if he can really get much done. Again, that window is closing. The window where Jeshi has Blink and Showtime doesn't, it's gonna close in like 30 seconds. Yeah, Jeshi pulls back. Pulls back in the end. Meanwhile, that's quite a gateway explosion. That's 5 gates on the way. I believe that's 8 in total, alongside charge. That is a hefty gate count here from Jeshi. This tells us that he's not really intending to get into much like Immortal or Archon production for now, just mass gateway army for our blue Protoss player. Stalkers do clash. Better concave for Jeshi. Does get a lot of hits in. Doesn't kill any Stalkers, but does soften them up. Showtime has to pull back. Now, Jeshi has fast +1, but really I'm looking towards his +2 timing. +1 kicks in. Where is that +2? You have a robot on the way. Jeshi focusing on his War Prison. There you go. +2 has begun for Jeshi. Do love to see it. Is moving out, coming across the army, has to back off. Again, I'm liking this +2 timing from Jeshi overall. Not being too aggressive yet. Now is not our time. Armies are building up. Bases are saturated. Showtime getting to his own +1 does catch a good chunk of Stalkers, and he does move out to try to punish this. Uh-oh. Yeah, Jeshi has to respond. A fight is going to be forced. Showtime trying to catch these Stalkers, Jeshi trying to save them. War Prison's behind this. Yeah, Showtime backs off. Both armies arrive. Showtime wants none of that, does back off for now. Again, still just posturing. rotating around. Jeshi moving out towards that fourth. Going for a big warp in. Warping in Zealots, warping in Stalkers. +2 is almost done here for Jeshi. And that's going to be his moment. The Observer. The Observer does get sniped. Nice pick off. Jeshi's going to have a harder time keeping up with the rotations of Showtime. Has to gamble a little bit more. Ooh, there is a Stasis Trap as well. Does catch the army. Yeah, big Stasis. +2 is done, but we are missing that window. +2 on the way for Showtime. Can we catch up? We can see Jeshi committing here towards that north. It diving the army does focus on both these shield batteries. He gets one, then the other, but he bleeds out a lot of Zealots in the process. Pulling back to the high ground. I mean, +2 is coming in, or he's kicking in. Is helping Jeshi out, but he did waste a lot of shots earlier. Did waste a lot of shots. Zealots are going down. Stalkers are engaging as well. There's no backup overcharge. There's no backup shield battery. Void Ray finally goes down. We go for the reinforcements. Jeshi needs more Zealots, needs more warp-ins. He has the better concave. The overcharge coming in clutch, but there may just still be too much here. Yeah, Jeshi's busting on through. We spoke about this earlier. We've seen Jeshi take down players like Showtime in the past, and he's doing it again. Or is he? Up. It's still close. The Stalkers of Jeshi, they're so low. There's so many in the red. We dive on forward. We aggressively blink on Showtime. GG gets called. We pop off, and Jeshi takes game number 2 in the series. 2-0. Oh my god. We're going, Spappy. Jeshi popping off. Where's the Stalker? GG. Oh my god. GG. Well played. Again, so many, I'm sure, believed in Showtime. So many, I'm sure, don't watch enough. Oh my, he just turns off the Zoom call. The Wonder Boy. He's out of here. He's got somewhere to be. GG, papi. GG, well played. A strong start. A very strong start here for DKZ, for DragonKyZ Gaming. Jeshi with the 2-0 over Showtime. Now, what is scary? The scariest thing about what just happened is that Jeshi is the weakest link. He's the weakest link in his team. Basilisk needed Showtime to take a game. To at least take one game against Jeshi, because this is not going to get easier. Up next, we have Hero versus Raynor. This is going to be a rematch. We last saw them face off a couple of weeks ago in ESL Open Cup Asia, and Hero had his way with Raynor. So I'm a little bit concerned for this matchup. We'll see if Raynor spices things up with like a Protoss off race or something. But yeah, this is a big win here for DKZ. A big win for DragonKyZ Gaming. Can Basilisk bounce back? Can they bounce back? The pressure is on. Now, of course, Raynor is residing in South Korea, so it's going to be we're going to be even on ping, so there's no ping excuse to fall back on or anything like that, as both players are in Korea. And here we go. Ooh, we are smurging a little bit here. Raynor with the hoodie up. He's got his hoodie up. Hero, he's coming soon. We're featuring his chair at the moment, his lovely chair on the left-hand side. Game 1 is going to be on Alkyone in this PVZ. Yeah, Hero also flaunting his jersey. Looking at their ELOs, I mean, the ELOs do favor Raynor, that is true, but I do think that Hero has been a little bit more informed recently, but we'll see as we're loading in. And in the bottom left-hand corner, we have Hero for DragonKyZ Gaming. And in the top right, we have Raynor for Basilisk. Oh boy. Of course, Raynor, over a month ago now, almost 2 months ago, did move to Korea to compete in GSL, did qualify for GSL, is taking part and has been on that Korea arc, has been improving, has been laddering, has been streaming quite a lot, and we're going for a 15-15. A very safe opener out of Raynor. 15 hatchery into the 15 spawning pool. It is going to be delayed gases as a result. Hero setting up for his own gate expand. Probe Scout confirms that the hatchery has been taken. Hero confirms that the goal base has not. It has become, I wouldn't say common, but Every now and then we've seen Zerg players be spicy and be crazy and go for the gold as their natural. Players like Dark, players like Shin, players like DRG, even Young Yakov more recently. Raynor as well, he's done it as well. So, but not this time. Not this time on Alkyone. Hero does confirm. As Raynor's just going for a safe build. Again, the downside of this opener for Raynor is late link speed. Because link speed is delayed a little bit more, it means that he has less aggressive options. He's less active on the map, but more secure instead, with a higher queen count. So there is a bit of a give and take here for Raynor. As we are settling into our game. Again, nothing too crazy outside of the openers. You know, Hero's just taking his expansion. This should be a Stargate-based opener. Oh, this is interesting. Hero, he delays Warp Gate. Okay, so Hero, he intentionally delayed Warp Gate here. He reveals that to the Overlord of Raynor that you can see outside the natural. Warp Gate has been delayed, so he's selling a story. He's making it look like a Stargate opener when really it's a Twilight Council. So Raynor is being fed false information here. Right now, the last thing on his mind is the Twilight Council. That is concerning. With this, we can go a couple of different ways. This could be this could be Glaives, or it could even be Dark Shrine. It could be DTs. Dark Templar could be on the way. How does Raynor stream from Korea on Twitch? Didn't Twitch leave Korea due to country's traffic policies? He might use a VPN. I don't know. I'm not sure as to the specifics, but Raynor does stream on Twitch. Might just be a VPN thing, where he just kind of bypasses that. I'm not sure. that's something to ask Raynor. Unless he's already said on stream. Maybe some other people have some insights as to that. Meanwhile, 3 gates are on the way. Robo as well. We don't have Glaives yet. We haven't seen the main base. We haven't had a look at the gases, so I'm uncertain. But there it is. Glaives is in production for Hero, so it's going to be 4-gate Glaive Adepts from our Protoss player. Thankfully, Raynor is going for a safety Roach Warren. He does sniff this out. That is going to be a 345 Roach Warren. Very early, actually, from Raynor. So he will have Roaches in time to fend off against these Adepts. Now, Lings are amassing. Raynor cutting drones here at 39. SimCity here at the natural. So far, so good. Here come the Adepts. This Hero does hit the field. You can see Raynor trying to go for a counterattack. Running into the Adepts themselves. Does confirm. As he spots every single Adept. Roaches are amassing. Safety Spore Crawlers on the way just in case it is Dark Templar. Since I believe it's a matter of where the contract is reattached. And Raynor's contract should be the European one. Okay. There you go. It might be associated with your account as the Adepts. They do shade in. Shade in between the bases. Lings, they collapse on the Adepts. Lings are being annihilated, but thankfully we have Roaches. We have Roaches to force this back. They do come out in time. Adepts, they shade towards the main, and looks like there are just not enough Roaches to stop this. Warping into the main as well. Drones are going down. We're getting 4, 5 worker kills so far. As we shade towards the natural. We even pick off the Queen, and we're not done. The Adepts are getting low. We have yet to warp in another wave of reinforcements. It's going to be 8 dead workers for the time being. And Raynor does deflect this. But honestly, 8 workers is pretty damn good. Like, Hero does have a worker lead. And remember, 4-gate Glaive Adepts is not an all-in. It's not an all-in here at a Hero. Ling round by delays the 3rd. But it is now being taken. Okay, Hero is expanding behind this. He does back off. Now, Raynor does survive, but he's not out of the woods yet. Hero going for the Overlord. Adepts rotating back in. Keeping an eye on the roaches. Raynor has droned up to 45, but he has yet to make any more workers. We'll keep an eye on Raynor here to see if he does end up droning anymore. Hero going for a follow-up push, though. He may have a third base, but we have an Immortal. We have more Adepts warping in. Now, thankfully, Raynor wasn't over-droning. He has an army. He has Ravagers being morphed in as well. But is it enough? Because again, that is 2 Immortals. And they dive on the roaches. The Immortals, they go ham. They get a lot of damage dealt. Only 1 Ravager. Did Ep say shade in? Uh-oh. Did Ep say shade into the main base? The Immortals are a little bit exposed, but we do pick them up. We should have saved the Immortals. And that is a lot of drones going down. Oh, this is becoming too much. 9 workers fall. 10, 11. That's 19 drone kills in total. As it's 11 plus the 8 from earlier. And we did save the Immortals. Oh, this is scary. Again, Raynor taking a massive blow to his economy. And the problem here is that, do we counterattack? We don't have a lair. No lair, which means no roach speed. We have 3 Immortals. We're going for another push. Here comes round 3. And this is a terrifying army. Raynor confirms the 3rd. He is morphing in 2 more Ravagers, which will help. But what's worrisome here is his economy. He had to re-drone, which means that much less roaches, that many less lings. Hero pushing his way through the center. In between the bases, the Adepts, they look to commit. They do commit! We commit to shade. 7 more drones go down in the blink of an eye. Raynor going for the Immortals, but Hero, he's paying attention, does juggle them back. And he shades back to reinforce those Immortals as well. Very nice movement here out of Hero. Not losing a single Immortal in that fight. Taking down 7 drones, taking down a lot of roaches. And again, without roach speed, Raynor, he can't really counterattack. As Hero, he's taking the gold. I mean, Hero doesn't even need a 4th, to be honest. Doesn't even need a 4th base, but we may as well just take the gold. Adepts, they bust into the main. We get 3 drone kills. We do clean this up, though. That's 4 Adepts for 4 drones. A much better trade for Raynor. Maybe like his best trade so far, but oh, look at that units lost. That is 30 workers killed this game. Ay, ay, ay. And we can see that Raynor, he's not going for an all-in. I was about to say that we have to make a choice. Do we go all-in, or do we try to macro back up and try to catch back up? And Raynor, he's droning. He's droning. He's throwing down an infestation pit. It looks like Raynor wants to try to recover. Which means this goal base from Hero is not going to be punished. This goal base, it's going to get up and running, which means Hero is going to get further ahead here in the economy. Now, how do we bounce back? You know, there's potentially burrowed roach harass, like tunneling claw roaches, there's baneling run-bys, ling run-bys, drop a lord play. Right now, we're taking up into a hive. This could be to gain access into Vipers, which could work quite well. Vipers are a great supportive unit, but really the onus is on Raynor to try to bounce back as Hero is pushing out for wave 4. It's round 4. The Immortal count has been building up the entire game. Jesus, that is 6 Immortals with the main army. Roaches don't cut it. Not anymore. Not against 6 roaches. Adepts shade in. Good target firing at a Hero. He gets 3, he gets 4, he gets 5. 5 more drones go down for 2 Adepts. This time a better trade for Hero, as opposed to the 1-to-1 trade we had earlier. Here we go. Do you have the Overseer busting into the main? Trying to get a scout off. Trying to get a read on what exactly is in the follow-up. Disruptors in production for Hero. Meanwhile, Raynor is trying to squeeze out Lurkers. I mean, that is the way to recover. That is the way to turtle. But we need time. The Lurker Den is halfway done. But Hero, he's here and now in the face of Raynor. With a supply lead. What I mean by that is that, sure, the army supplies are similar, but Raynor, he has inflated supply with roaches. So we do bust in with the Colossus. Immortals are pushing through. Adepts, they threaten a counterattack towards that natural, keeping roaches busy. The Biles are going to be connecting. But we blink on forward. Aggressive blink here at a Hero. He smells blood in the water. He knows that there's not enough here to defend. GG gets called, and Hero takes game number 1. GG. A very solid game here out of Hero. Again, from the get-go, he was able to hide his initial build. Raynor did respond with an early Roach Warren. Remember, it was a 3:45 Roach Warren timing from Raynor, so it was a good Roach Warren timing, and he didn't lose too many. He lost 8 drones initially, which is less than ideal, but manageable. The problem was the counterattack, or the follow-up. Remember, after the initial push, he came back in with 2 Immortals and he killed another 11 drones. That was the problem. The follow-up push did far too much in the follow-up. Raynor, of course, with the delayed lair, he could not counterattack, could not do anything that a Hero was just in control, and with that, Hero is 1 game away from winning this for DKZ. Dragon Kaiser Gaming, they're up 3-0. They are up 3-0, and 1 more is all they need. Uno más, papi, uno más. And that map is going to be Post-Youth. Okay, it is Raynor's map of choice. Let's go. Is Raynor washed? Not at all. Hero is the best Protoss in the world. I would stand by that. Based on how Hero's been performing in GSL, in IM Katowice, in Masters Coliseum, like, Hero, he's the best you can offer when it comes to Protoss. And here he is, Hero for Dragon Kaiser Gaming. And in the top right, we have Raynor for Basilisk. Let's go. It is difficult for anyone to go up against Hero. Likewise, to be fair, Raynor is also one of the best Zerg players in the world. To be fair. 2 Titans do collide, but alas, Hero has been on fire as of late. Again, coming in second in the most recent GSL, he was the best performing Protoss in IM Katowice. He came second in Masters Coliseum, second only to Serral. For those who don't remember at the start of the year. Hero has been on fire. I think a lot of people they don't recall these results from Hero just because he hasn't been winning, right? It's like Hero only came second in Masters Coliseum to Serral. Washed. Or Hero only came second in GSL to Maru. Washed, Bobby, washed. True. So yes, Hero hasn't been winning these events, but has been having some deep runs. Has been looking very impressive. Yo, we don't have to talk about the Golden Aura game at IM Katowice between Cure. Like, Hero versus Cure at IM was smudged, Bobby, was smudged. We don't have to talk about that. But even then, Hero did well for himself there in that tournament. So now we're settling in. Now, because we're on Post-Youth, we can cut some corners. You know, Raynor, he has a free pocket base. He can go for the gold as a 3rd or as a 4th. So we'll see how Raynor does approach this. And I'm hoping we can recover. You know, I'm hoping that Raynor can bounce back here in game number 2. I'm hoping for an extended series. No one wants a 4-0. In either direction, whether it's Basilisk or DKZ, no one does want a 4-0. We still have another best of 2 after this. The pressure is on Raynor, and Raynor, he needs your support in the chat to bounce back. Does need it back. So now we're getting into our openers. Hero going for a Stargate. This time he did delay his Warp Gate, but it is not to hide any tech, not to go into a Twilight Council, for example. It is going to be Stargate from Hero. A much more standard build this time. There's no Glaive Adept shenanigans going on from the side of Hero. No need to worry about that. Gonna be Stargate into most likely Oracle. Now, you could go Void Ray instead, or even Phoenix. They're a little bit less common, but a Void Ray or Phoenix-based opener would be designed to hunt down the Overlords and to keep the tech hidden, which Hero does like to mix in every now and then, just to keep his Zerg opponent guessing. Overlord has been spotted, but the Overlord should be able to float away into the dead space. It is going to be the Oracle first from Hero. It is Oracle first. Meanwhile, Raynor going for a 3-minute 40 Roach Warren. Ooh, that is very early. Okay, so, oh god. That's a Sky Touch Rush. Double Stargate. Okay, so, a lot's going on right now. A lot is going on. On the one hand, we went Oracle first, so we can't actually deny many of these scouts. It's going to be difficult. The Overlord, it does slip in, but the Overlord is going to be shut down. What did we see? We did see some of the tech there. We saw the gateway. We did not see the Stargate or the Fleet Beacon. Rainer's in the dark. Despite not going for a Void Ray, Hero, he does hide his tech, and we're rushing into Skytoss. Now, what is scary here is Rainer went for a fast Roach Warren, and again, that was designed to defend against Glaive Adepts or DTs. So a very safe opener from Rainer, but we didn't need that safe opener because it was an Oracle opener. So Rainer a little bit scarred, a little bit frazzled after game 1, concerned. I don't blame him, and we're rushing into Tempest of all things. It is going to be a Tempest rush from Hero. Now, typically the way this works is that we're not rushing necessarily into Skytoss. This should be for 4 Tempests. We should be going up to 4 Tempests, and we should be transitioning into Gateways, into a Twilight Council, into Ground Toss. That's usually how this goes. I'm curious if that's what how Hero will approach this. This is a Classic build. If you remember, Classic, he showcased this and he popularized this last year. It was last year, November, in GSL. It was the final season of GSL of 2023. Where Classic did kind of flex this, and Classic would do this game after game all throughout December, leading into January as well, and a lot of other Protoss players picked it up. Since IM, we've barely seen this, but here we go. The Tempests do reveal themselves. Forge is on the way. Overlord goes down. We force out Aspire. Tempest, they deny the gold. Spire is on the way. Now, initially, this build is designed to force an overreaction and force a mass amount of Corruptors. And we go for a Ground Toll switch. I'm curious if that's going to be the case for Hero, as we have yet to take up. Void Ray behind this. Tempest get called out. Hero asleep at the wheel. Yeah, he was paying attention elsewhere. One Tempest goes down. Big pickoff here from Rainer. As we go for a counterattack, we have a handful of Roaches, a handful of Lings. Another Tempest wanders in. Hero. Again, has to be careful here. That Ling run by did work wonders for Rainer. Did kill a Tempest as a result. And we have Void Rays behind this. I don't see a Twilight Council yet. I also don't see a 3rd Stargate yet either. So I'm curious where Hero takes this. Spire's almost done. But this base should be cancelled. Oh, it does not finish, thankfully. And we're going for +1 air attack. Hero, are we doubling down into Skytoss? It looks to be the case. Okay, no Ground Toss transition. As you see Hero rotating back around, getting a couple of hits in. Does force another cancel on the 4th. Catches a Queen. Corruptors are on the way, and Hero should soon leave. He should know that his time is soon to be up. Ooh, that's a kill! That's a kill, not a cancel in the hatchery. Aye, aye, aye. That is a brutal pick of 300 minerals down the drain, and now Hero, he's content. He's running back home. He's racing back home where we are amassing Void Rays. And what's scary here is that what is good against Corruptor? The Void Ray, Bobby. The Void Ray, they just shut Corruptors down. But here they go. They're trying to hunt down the Tempest. Void Rays are still amassing. We do have Flux Veins on the way. +1 attack? Ground attack here. Ground weapons for Hero. We spoke about that Ground Toss transition, and that +1 attack is the first sign of it. Remember, we have still not seen a 3rd Stargate. So I'm still curious as to where Hero leads us as he's taking a 4th. Okay, there it is. 3rd Stargate. Okay. We have our answer. 3rd Stargate. Mothership's on the way. Yeah, just straight up Skytoss. Let's go. Whew. Okay. Nothing too fancy with this from Hero. Just rushing into Skytoss to support this with Void Rays. Meanwhile, what's scary for Rainer is his 4th. His 4th was denied over and over again. Big delay in his economy. As a result, Hero was able to maintain himself. Rainer unable to max out, not yet. But with these Corruptors, Rainer, he has control of at least his side of the map. And thankfully, Rainer did not overextend. If he tried to chase down these Tempests, he would have lost them. He would have lost his Corruptors. So thankfully, Rainer playing it safe. Getting into his Roaches. We have Roach speed on the way. Lings are amassing. Bailing speed as well. Now we have a Twilight Council on the way, but I think that Twilight Council might just be for a Temple Archives. typically Skytoss on its own is fragile. Skytoss needs support. The best support for Skytoss is Archon and Storm. Archons, they can punish the Corruptors. Storms, Archons and Storms are ideal against Ling Bane. If we encounter a more Roach-heavy composition, that's where we need Immortals to support on the ground. Even Disruptors. There's that Temple Archives on the way. So again, that is going to be for Storm and for Archon production. Adepts, they do shade in. They do focus on a couple of drones, but nothing too major. They get an eye on the army. Raynor, he's pushing, he's maxed out. Let's go. The Queens are here to add some support. They can transfuse the Corruptors as long as we have some creep. And here come the Overlords. Here comes the creep. And I'll be honest, I'm not too convinced here that Hero can defend. Not without some splash damage. And we don't have Colossi or Disruptors or Storm. Not yet. And here come the Bailings. A massive amount of Bailings. The wall is wide open as well. The Hero wall. Bailings, they crash on in. They shut down the base. The gold will fall. We avoid the Novas. Oh, sorry, we avoid the Vials. Voiders are going ham on the Corruptors as well, but the Lings, they wreak havoc in the mineral line. 35 probes go down, and Hero, he may hold on to that gold base, or he may hold on to that position, but the economy is in shambles. 38 probes go down. Hero trying to take a fight, force take a fight here against Queens. Does take down all the Corruptors, to be fair. Hunting down the Queens. Voiders are getting picked off the transfuse, a little bit too good. And we file down the Mothership. Mothership does fall. And Hero's all in. Completely all in at this point. And it's not going to be enough. It's not going to work out. Raynor, he has a good enough economy. He has a strong enough ground army as well. We are looking to extend this series. We're not going down without a fight. It's not going to be a 4-0. I mean, the Void Ray count is still looking good. Don't get me wrong. But the problem is that Hero has no economy. Hero, he cannot sustain himself. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Raynor, as he's reinforcing with more Corruptors, more Queens. The Void Rays, they've gained ground, don't get me wrong. Like, the Void Rays, they've done a lot for themselves. They force back the army, but again, Hero needs to end the game with what he has. Takes down a couple of Lings. Reinforcing with Archons. Again, these Archons, they were needed a couple of seconds sooner. They were needed for that previous fight. They were too little too late. As we do see Raynor pushing off of creep. Has to be careful. And Clutch Transfuse here on the Corruptors. Void Rays are going down one after the other. We're down to 3 Void Rays. And Raynor, he has done it. Hands off the keyboard. GG gets called. And Raynor, he does fight back. Whew, puts a point on the board. Raynor, not as jovial as we usually see him. And again, I'm sure he's not happy about the loss in game 1. But he does keep the chances, the dreams of Basilisk alive. Whew, GG. GG, well played, Basilisk. They are still in this, very much so. We go 1-1 with Hero. Very well played there by Raynor as well. Able to deal with the initial Tempest. Again, there was a big moment. If you remember, the big moment there was Hero losing his first Tempest. He was distracted by the Ling Roach counterattack. One Tempest went down initially. It did give Raynor a little bit more breathing room. And I love that Raynor wasn't too ambitious after that. Remember, he had the option to try and chase down those Tempests. He didn't. He just backed off. Just let the Tempest retreat. He was able to get his goal base up and running. He was able to get into 70 workers, 75 drones, I believe. Around 75 workers. And then max out. Max out with his Roach Ravager, bring his Queens forward, went for the kill. Hero, his build was really odd. If you remember, for a long time, I was waiting. I was like, let us go. Oliveira versus Trigger coming up next here. And the pressure is on Trigger. The pressure is on. He needs to win this 2-0 to force the ace match. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have Oliveira for Dragon Kaizi Gaming. And in the top right, we have Trigger for Basilisk. Here we go. Why did Hero pick Raynor and GSL? I mean, Hero did recently beat Raynor as well in a best of 5. I do think that, yeah, I think that makes sense. as we are settling into our final best of 2. Again, if Trigger wins this 2-0, then we can get into the ace match. We can get into that final game. I would argue that Hero probably has the best PvZ in the world. I think I rate his PvZ higher than MaxPax. I think I rate MaxPax's PvP better than Hero's. It's hard to say, that very different styles of PvP, so it's hard to compare them. I think that's what I like about MaxPax and Hero, is that they have two very distinct different playstyles. So that does allow for like discussion and argumentation to be had between the two of them. Which I do appreciate. As I think everyone would agree that Hero is more aggressive than MaxPax. MaxPax greedier, more macro-oriented. It's kind of like Hero and like Stats back in the day, for example. Or like Rain and Zest. Like you have like the yin and the yang of Protoss. One is more aggressive, the other is more macro. It's like Nice and Haas in Taiwan, you know. There's other examples of that out there. As we do have Oliveira going for that goal base. Bold move here by Oliveira. So let's settle into our game. Bold move by Oliveira. So we're loading into Dynasty. Dynasty has a pocket gold, and in some of these matchups like TVT, PvP, and TVP, it is considered very unsafe to take that gold. All it takes is a couple of Adepts, a couple of Blink Stalkers, or even regular Stalkers to harass and punish that gold. So Oliveira, a very bold move to rush into it. We'll see if he can maintain it. That is the big question here. Can Oliveira maintain that goal base? As the Reaper gets across the map, he gets a full scout. He does confirm the Twilight Council opener from Trigger. Does confirm the opener. Yeah, and Oliveira also confirming that there is no goal base from Trigger either. The Reaper should be shut down. Like, there's no escape from here. Yeah, the Reaper is hunted down by that Adept. Good peek off there by Trigger. Meanwhile, Oliveira trying to get his goal base up and running. You can see the Adept is in position, denying the mining. Cyclone has arrived. We can force this back. Now, usually we've seen Terran players prioritize a tank, and you get a tank in position in the mineral line, and you can defend that gold. Speaking of, Tech Lab is finishing up, and the first tank should be on the way. There we go. Tank is on the way. Interesting. Oliveira going for a 2-1 before starport. Okay. So Oliveira, he delays his starport in favor of the second rack, so we're rushing into faster stim. Very fast stim here from Oliveira. Now, this can lead into a 2-base all-in. Doesn't have to be, but we have seen this turn into a 2-base all-in variation. Regardless, a very aggressive build from Oliveira, as he delays his drop potential and his drop play in favor of massing up an army. Adepts, they do get 2 SCVs. Again, we're vying for control of the mineral line. Tank is getting within range, and we spoke about it. We have seen a lot of Terran players make use of this tank position to protect that mineral line. As we can see, Trigger throwing down a proxy gate across the map. How many gateways do we have? I think 4. Yeah. We have 1 in the main, we have 2 at the natural, 1 proxied. So 4 gate blink from Trigger. A very aggressive build. Very aggressive here. Trigger, he's looking to break the natural. Tank pulling back a little bit. I do appreciate that. They're probably going to be going off. We do focus on a couple of SCVs. Bunker is on the way. Now, what's important here is we do not get another worker, is that with Blink, Trigger doesn't have to break the natural. He could rotate over towards the main. Like, he doesn't have to push here. He could try to find another way in instead. As we go for another reinforcing warp in. The warp prism is stuck at home. I was waiting for it. We need that prism for high ground vision. As we do pick up another 3 SCVs, good target firing at a Trigger. There we go. Prism is now moving out. I think it was a bit of a misrally from Trigger, so we have to wait a little bit longer to get that vision going. Basically, whether it's the Observer or the Prism, we need that high ground vision to bust into the main. And Oliveira's looking a little bit more vulnerable there. As Trigger does rotate around, he's going to get a depot, at least. Now, we'll give Oliveira a little bit of time to respond. At the same time, Trigger going to be harassing that mineral line as well. Does supply block Oliveira. Nice moves. We do get a big supply block here on Oliveira. Stalkers are being forced back. SCVs are going down. We get the lock on that War Prism as well, though. He's going for the stim. Oh, he's going for the stim, but he will not get it. The Prism will escape. And Oliveira, he's chasing this really far out, by the way. He's getting surrounded. Oliveira in a precarious situation. Okay, he does pull back. Doesn't commit. Medevac's a little bit exposed. Oliveira dancing with the army. When Trigger finally does back off. Now, what's a little bit scary here is that Trigger did not kill any tanks. He did get some depots, of course. He got, I want to say 9 workers. I want to say around 9 SCVs, which wasn't too bad either. But these are gold minerals, so Oliveira's recovering. That's the scary thing here. Because it's a gold base, he's recovering. He's able to make up for his dead workers. 3rd CC on location. Trigger, likewise, getting his own gold as well. But now Oliveira can break out. Now he has Stim. Now Oliveira can vie for map control. So we have a very tense situation here. We do pick up another worker. We're going for a drop, but Trigger, he sees everything. Has an observer on the army. Does spot the drop. Observer getting sniped. With that, Oliveira should back off. As Trigger had eyes on everything, and yeah, his Stalkers are in position to shut down those medevacs. Ghost Academy on the way. Trigger, likewise, has to be careful to overextend as well. Waiting for his Immortal. Behind this, we have the base, so Trigger is working towards Colossi and Disruptors. He's not there yet, but he's getting there. We are getting there. Yeah, so we're going for a Zealot drop into the main base. We're going for a Warp in as well. Oliveira does respond. And can he keep up? We go for the Warp in, and Oliveira, he cannot get on top of it. The Warp in will finish. Zelsei busts into the main base. At the same time, we're diving on top of the main army as well. And Oliveira, he's barely holding on, only losing 3 SCVs. Very impressive. Losing a 4th towards the end. But really good positioning there from Oliveira. Good EMP on the Zealots as well. Speaking of EMP on the Stalkers. And we catch the Immortal. Yeah, big pick off. The Immortal goes down. EMP on the Stalkers. But another Zealot Warpin into the main base. This time getting 7 SCVs. These Zealot Warpins are brutal. Did I say 7 SCVs? 11 workers go down. As Oliveira trying to make sure he doesn't get dragged out of position. Still maintains himself towards his natural. Tank is going to go down. Tank goes down. 13 SCVs as well as Trigger. Does he get another Warpin? He does! Another Warpin into the main base. This one might be a little bit too careless, though. He does get a couple of extra SCVs. Stalkers, they do hit that northern base, though. Oliveira losing too much. 20 workers go down. Finally, we get the Prism. But that Prism more than paid for itself. As Trigger, he's happily mining on 3 bases, getting a 4th up and running as well. Up in economy, and he has Colossi on the way. He's amassing Colossus back at home. Oliveira lost too much. He lost too much at this point. I was gonna say that at this point we may have to just send it across the map, but Oliveira has a CC on the way. So Oliveira, he wants to expand. This is gonna be a rough one for the Terran player. Yeah, we go for the double scan. We get eyes on the Colossus. We get eyes on the fully saturated 4th base. Things are looking a little bit bleak here for Oliveira. Things are looking bleak. As Trigger is pushing. Even within range of the CC, he delays it. Delays the 4th base. Colossus have arrived, and there's no defensive tank line. There's no tanks here, there's no Widow Mines, it's just purely a bio army. No Vikings. We have 2 Vikings on the way, but we need time. As a Colossi, oh, they just rain down on this bio force. Yeah, massive swipes on the Marines. We sim on forward, we do get 1 Colossus. But another takes its place. Yeah, we're still on 2. And Oliveira, he's overstimmed. And again, initially Oliveira was defending. Initially he was doing well for himself, but over time he lost too many SCVs to the Zealot harass. The Zealots were just too much. More boys being pulled. 42 SCVs go down. And we do take down one of the Colossi at least, but here come the Zealots. Here come the Zealot reinforcements. 50 SCVs fell. Oliveira down to 30 workers. Technically he still has an army, and we may just push out with this. But Trigger, he's taking another base. He's taking a 5th. No reason not to. Taking a 5th base. Should be getting to a 2nd Robo. Warping in. Dark Shrine is on the way. Now, what's a little bit interesting here is that the army supplies are pretty even. And Oliveira, I would say he has a more efficient army overall, so he has potential if he were to push now, but the longer this goes on, the worse it becomes. I mean, Trigger, he has 75 workers. He can just remax and remax again. Oliveira cannot. His Dark Templar, they waddle in. Do we have a scan? We've been muling. We do have a detection, though. 1 DT goes down. Another does slip in. Oliveira does spot this. Do we have a scan? We have an EMP. Good cleanup. 2 DTs for 2 SCVs. Better trade for Oliveira, but oh, the planetary does finish. And there's the GG as we cannot keep up, and Trigger takes game number 1. Whew. GG. A very tense game there, and initially it looked like Oliveira was holding. It looked like initially Oliveira, he was getting away with that gold base, but the Prism, the Warp Prism with the non-stop Zealot Warpins, I want to say we warped in like 4, at least 4 rounds of Zealots, maybe 5? I want to say 4 though. So just a massive amount of Zealots in the main and the natural, getting so much worker damage done, pulling away the attention of Oliveira, and eventually Oliveira broke. Eventually he was broken then and there by Trigger. And Trigger, he keeps the dreams alive for Basilisk. The dream is still alive, and here we go, we're getting into game number 2 on Post-U. Here we go. Oliveira from USA? True, true. They do like to claim a lot of players. Here we go. In the top right hand corner, we have Oliveira for DKZ. And in the bottom left, we have Trigger for Basilisk. Here we go. Remember, Oliveira still needs 1 win. 1 more win here to win it all for his team. For CranKy Z Gaming. Trigger needs to fight back here and now to force that ace match. I see in the chat. Trigger? What? No, Trigger's Canadian, Poppy. What are you on about? Trigger's from Canada. Shaking my head. Dynasty Wars. Exactly, exactly. But here we go. Trigger going for his probe scout across the map. True. The USA is basically in Canada, right? True, true. Canada is NA. It's all the same. It's all the same. Kappa. As Oliveira is going for his Rax Expand. Economic Opener, which makes sense on Post-Youth as we load in. Again, another interesting map here with some wild features. We have a pocket hybrid base, so you can be quite greedy on this map. You can be quite economic and cut some corners. Oliveira going for his Expand, so is Trigger. And Oliveira is going to be following this up, not with a 3rd CC, but with a factory. Ooh, hello there, as Oliveira sending his SUV across the map. This looks like a proxy starport. Now, we have seen quite a lot of this actually. So post-youth is a very large map. It's quite difficult to actually scout and keep up with proxies. So going for a proxy starport here, not unheard of on post-youth. Now with a starport, this could be for Liberator Harass or Medivacs. Because of the map, because of how secure your 2-base setup is, it should be Medivacs from Oliveira, assuming that we commit. As the factory does finish, we're going for an add-on swap. There it is, starport is proxied. Now again, because both the main and the natural are protected from one ramp, it's very common here for Proto Spirits to skip warp-ins and to stay on a low army count in general. We're taking up into a Twilight Council, into a Robo, Twilight Council opener. Hellions are moving out. We'll see if Oliveira can get into that mineral line. We shall see. Again, the other option would be Hellion and a Liberator, but on this map, I'm not really loving a Liberator-based opener. There it is. There's the Medivac. Medivac is on the way. Okay. For a moment there, I thought we scouted. I was like, did Trigger see? No. That was Oliveira's SUV moving out. Oh, meanwhile, my apologies. I assumed it was going to be a Blink opener, but Trigger, he's going into a Dark Shrine. That is cool, but also a little bit worrisome. That means we're going to have that many less Stalkers to defend back at home, and this Hellion drop, I believe, will scout the Dark Shrine. We're going in. Here we go. We are diving into that main base. And the probes, do they line up? Ooh, it takes 3 shots to kill a worker. 3 Hellion shots to 1 shot of probe. They do bunch up quite a bit, but we head towards the natural instead. Ooh, hot pickup. Oh my god, Trigger. Very nicely done. Does save the majority of his workers. 2 probes go down. Very nice defense by Trigger. That was close. But what's important, as we mentioned, is that Oliveira did scout the Dark Shrine. He is aware. Hellions coming back in. We still have 3 Hellions. They can still one-shot probes. Speaking of, Hellion volleys going off. We get 2 more workers. I think that's 4 probes in total. Still not good enough, though. Still not what we were hoping for. As Trigger is willing to counterattack with those Dark Templar, but the turrets are finishing up just in time. Yeah, the turret is in position. DT's the big focus down. The Prism as well. Ooh. Does escape. Meanwhile, the Hellions, they bust back in. 6 probes. Did I say 6? 7. 8. Can we get 9? We can. Can we get 10? Can we get 11? Not quite, but 10 probe kills. On top of the 4 that we got earlier, 14 probes go down. GG gets called. Game-ending damage there. It wasn't just the worker harass, it was also the Dark Templar not getting any damage done. And Oliveira, he takes the series, and he will win it all for CranKy Gaming. GG, well played. Whew, again, really good initial defense by Trigger to save all of his workers with that Warp Prism, very good. But the problem here wasn't just that Trigger lost 14 probes, which was brutal towards the end, but also the fact that his Dark Templar opener, his DT opener, did no damage. He did no damage with his opener, which was brutal there. That delays Blink, that delays our further tech, it delays our 3rd base, like, a brutal position there for Trigger. He does tap out in the end, and congratulations to CranKy Gaming. Congratulations. I see in the chats, where is Cyril? Cyril is not going to be competing in WTL. Basilisk, they partnered with Showtime, so Showtime is taking Cyril's place. The reason for this is Cyril is in the military. Cyril is in the military at the moment. Because of that, he's unable to be here on a weekly basis. It's also why Cyril did forfeit his spot in the European regionals for EPT. So, as Cyril's busy with his military, Basilisk, they needed another player to step up, and that other player is Showtime. That other player is Showtime. Just so for as a heads up, that is the reason for it. We may see Cyril for the playoffs. Maybe, it depends. Like, again, it's It's a little bit... It depends on his availability, when he can and can't compete. As we are getting ready here for our next match of the night. We're going to be going on a very short break, and when I say very short, I mean a couple of seconds. Give me a moment to set up for our second matchup of WTL. This time we have caught up with the delay. We're back on top. Huh.
Biu 是我运营的产品，我想通过它和更多不懂分寸的人一起探索世界的边界。正是这些不懂分寸的人，也许他们不被理解，任性、固执，甚至疯狂。
就是我。
但如果没人去打破边界，谁又能玩透世界呢？
打开微信，搜索公众号“星际老男孩 SC Boy”。这里有每日的直播预告、重要的赛事报道、精彩的视频剪辑、有趣的主播八卦、定期的抽奖福利以及爆笑的节奏和评论。关注 SC Boy 官方公众号，365天每天更新，让你与20万猛男一起更便捷的享受我和黄哥给大家带来的快乐。不要告诉别人哟。
A really good pickup here though for Berserker Esports. He's a bit of a wild card, but he's definitely a threat. He's a threat here to some of the best players out there in the world. And here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have Geralt for Psystorm Na'Vi. And in the top right, we have a Gung Fu Banda for Berserker Esports. And as we settle into our game, predictions are open in the chat. Place your bets, Papi. Predictions are open. You have like 30 seconds to place your bets on who you believe is going to take this best of 2. What will the scoreline be? As we settle into this, again, Geralt, he was competing a couple of hours ago in our tournament. He was competing in Sparkling Tuna Cup, made his way all the way to the grand finals, did meet his end at the hands of Cristiano, but it was a wild series. It was a back and forth. And what I'm getting at is he's warmed up. He's been playing StarCraft all day today already. And he's warmed up and primed for Gung Fu Banda. He's primed and ready to go. As we are getting into this, we do have our initial openers. It's going to be a 2-gate opener. Oh, never mind. We are setting up for a gate expand. Remember, we are on post-youth. It does mean that our natural base is that much more secure in the main. Ooh, as we do misplace the Cyber Core there. Geralt shaking his head on cams. Not a good start here for our Polish Protoss player, as he had to rebuild, had to cancel, reposition at that Cyber Core. Is going to be delayed at the same time across the map. We're going for pylon blocks, delaying the expansion. It was a double gas opener from Gung Fu Banda, double gas opener from Geralt. This should be leading into a Stargate. This can lead into Phoenix Wars, as we should be going for a tech structure first before expansion. And there it is. Stargate gets thrown down for Gung Fu Banda, and we should be seeing a Stargate from Geralt as well. And there it is, a Stargate in the way, or on the way. So as we mentioned, because of the openers of choice, both players are going to Stargate into delayed expansions, and both players scout each other as well, which is why this should lead into Phoenix versus Phoenix, and why this should lead into Phoenix Wars overall. Doesn't have to be. Like, there are some players that try to deviate away and go into Blink Stalkers, but it is difficult. It's very difficult to try to stray away from the path and stray away from the Mass Phoenix. It's not an easy thing to accomplish. Not easy at all, as we go for the Cyber Block as well. Both players do. And there it is. We have a Phoenix on the way from Gung Fu Banda. We have an Oracle from Geralt. Uh-oh. That is wild. That is an interesting choice here as... Okay, we do have an Oracle on the way from Gung Fu Banda as well. It's going to be Phoenix into Oracle, straight up Oracle from Geralt. Bold move. We'll see if this works out. As the pylon from Gung Fu Banda, the structure does scout. Does confirm the unit, and this is why we go Phoenix. We get on top of the Oracle. The Oracle takes a lot of hits, takes some hull damage as well. And we may as well just commit. Yeah, the Oracle will be killed. There's no saving it. Oof. A brutal loss for Geralt. You can see him shaking his... no! Geralt not looking happy on cams. We spoke about it. Again, this is why usually when we get into Stargate versus Stargate, we head towards Phoenixes. And now Gung Fu Banda, he's in the driver's seat. Gung Fu Banda is in the driver's seat here. Can't be the production. Has an Oracle on the map. Going into a second Oracle. Ooh, bold move. I do like this though. So with 2 Oracles, we can one-shot probes. So Gung Fu Banda, he has a lot of potential there. You have a lot of potential. As behind this, we're transitioning into Blink Stalkers. It is going to be slightly faster Blink for Geralt, so he at least has that going his way. There's going to be a small window here where he has Blink over his opponent, but not the biggest of windows, not the biggest of deals. Geralt now getting to Phoenixes. But the second Oracle has arrived. Now, thankfully, the main base is looking quite secure. We have a shield battery, we have 2 Stalkers. I say that we can lift a Stalker and we can just go to town in the mineral line. Yeah, Geralt, he's going to lose some probes. Yeah, we're pushing in. Thankfully, Phoenix does arrive. We do not commit. We do not commit. Gung Fu Banda backs off. He had potential, but didn't go for it. Does pull back. Both players probing up. It's one of those things where Gung Fu Banda has a lot of potential with double Oracle, but he hasn't actually made use of it yet. Yeah, we're going to be going for defensive stasis traps instead. Remember when Geralt had an epic mustache? Oh. I remember, Poppy. That was peak Geralt. That was Geralt at his strongest, at his finest. With his mustache. That was beautiful. So beautiful that they still use that picture for his player shot, right? Am I crazy? I think that's still his player shot whenever they showcase him at the start of the match. Never forget. Is Geralt playing from prison? He did move his camera. If you remember, Geralt, he used to actually angle his camera to look at his bed and his like entire room, and he had like a massive an entire floor to himself. It was I'm pretty sure it was like basically like an entire roof space. It was like the attic. It looked to be the case. But for now, Geralt is going to be expanding, taking his gold as a third. Bold move here by Geralt as Gung Fu Banda. He does reinforce. He does have the supply lead. He has a massive army coming in with oracles to support. Stasis traps as well to fall back to. And we are looking to punish this third. That is going to be 3 stasis traps. Push on forward, we focus down the shield battery. Shield battery goes down. Ooh, trying to bait the army in. Going for the lift. Yeah, Stalkers are going down. Again, Geralt has to be so careful with this army. Yeah, and there's no way the Geralt can even push up that ramp. There's no baiting in. Probes are going down. Oracles towards the main, forcing a defensive warp in. Good shield battery. I'm sorry, good force field is what I meant to say. Good force field in the mineral line. Keeping the army at bay. Yeah, and Geralt, he's struggling here in his defense. Took a chance going for the gold, trying to recover off the stasis. Oh, do we drag it? We do! Ooh, he has detection. Phew, he has an observer, thankfully. Does shut down the stasis. But he does bleed out 11 probes. Uh-oh. Oh, does he run in? He doesn't. Thankfully, he does not. Takes down another stasis. Kung Fu Panda getting a fourth. Kung Fu Panda still maintaining a Stalker lead as well. So as he does catch the Observer, there's still that one stasis on the left-hand side. The other is denied. Immortal has hit the field. Did I say Immortal? As it does get focused down. A beautiful pick up there from Kung Fu Panda. Shuts down the Immortal. At least Geralt is mining through from his gold. He's making use of it, despite Geralt being down in workers. The gold base is helping. But is it enough? So another Immortal has made it. We need a live VIP mustache. Oh, no. I've never tried to grow one out. Never tried. I don't know. I'm not too fond of the feeling of, like, maintaining facial hair. I've only ever gone, like, a week. Maybe just under 2 weeks of not shaving. Where I get a little bit scruffy. But I haven't grown anything out. As again, beautiful concave here from Geralt, diving on the army. We shut down the Immortal once again. Kung Fu Panda still just maintaining his map control here. Geralt trying to hold on. But it's just been an uphill battle this entire game from the beginning, from the get-go, with our openers, with the initial Oracle. It's been brutal. And Kung Fu Panda has just not allowed Geralt to breathe. Not giving him a moment here. As we rotate around once again. Charge is done. +2 is on the way. We're getting a 5th base. Jesus. Kung Fu Panda working on a 5th while Geralt's still getting a 4th. Now this angle of attack has been quite awkward for Kung Fu Panda, but there we go. We're rotating over towards or in between the bases. And we can just dive into the main at this point. We can dive into the main base. We go for the blink. And we have the high ground. Overcharge is forced. Focus down the shield battery, focus down the cannon. Immortal does come out in time. Now we can fight the army on our terms. Yeah, Zealot gets into the mineral line. Now Geralt fighting out in the open. Kung Fu Panda pushing in. Does spot the army. Yeah, Zealots from one end and the other. Not quite pushing into the goal, but we catch another Immortal. The Immortals, they just keep being focused down. Time and time again. And Kung Fu Panda still has the better concave, still has the better positioning here. As he's forcing Geralt further and further back down the ramp. And there's no way to bounce back from here. Again, Geralt, he doesn't have the better economy. There's no tech to work with either. No DTs, no disruptors. And Kung Fu Panda, he has broken Geralt here in game 1. GG gets called. Berserker Esports starting things off with a win. GG. GG, well played. Again, that was a rough game for Geralt from the very beginning. His initial Stargate opener kind of fell on its face. From that moment, hold on. Oh, we're getting into game. No, I'll show it after. So here we go. We're getting into this, and we have Geralt for Sidestorm in the bottom right. Meanwhile, we have in the top left, Kung Fu Panda. Now hold on. As we're getting into our openers, where is it? Where's the picture? Do I do. Okay. Now, if you know the lore of the CranKy Ducklings, you should know. You should be aware that famously, Yakuzaku, he's a fellow member of the CranKy Ducklings, fellow caster as well. He has been trying to grow a mustache for years. For years, Papi. For years, he's been trying to grow a mustache. And as his display picture for a long time, can I show this off? Hold on, where is it? Oh, that's me. Hello, hello, Papi. Hello. Hold on, and bam, there he is. For a long time, his display picture is him with a drawn-on drawn on beard and mustache. It looks good, to be fair. It does look good. And I believe, if I remember correctly, I believe Yaku did end up drawing on a mustache. Was it like 2021, like Halloween? Was it 2021? There was a year where Yaku did end up drawing on a mustache for a cast. And I remember he got a little bit high off of the texture. Like the texture fumes right under his nostrils was not a good idea. It was it was not good, Papi. It was not good. But he did draw on a mustache at one point. Ay. I mean, what I will say is that it didn't look too bad on him. The drawn on facial hair, but yeah. Ay. It was Milk who drew. Yes. Milk did make the Photoshop. He did make the Photoshop. Just grabs a toxic marker. It was fine. It was fine. Jefe Acosta de la Montezaku. Oh, that's beautiful. El Jefe, papi. Ay. But here we go. We're getting into game number 2. We're settling on into Golden Aura. My apologies. Okay, story time's over. We can focus on the game. It's, I believe, was a 2-gate opener. Yeah, 2-gate opener out of Kung Fu Panda. Ooh, we do have Geralt going for a slightly faster base, but only slightly by like a second or so. Okay, 2-gate openers all around. 2 gateways by Geralt, 2 gateways by Kung Fu Panda. We have our tech of choice. Geralt's going for his Twilight Council. And Kung Fu Panda only a couple of seconds behind. So mirrored builds. So far, mirrored builds. Hallucination Scouts are moving out. We have seen a lot of sentry-based openers here in these more standard games as of the recent patch. And with these hallucinations, we're keeping an eye on the tech. And even though hallucination gets focused down, do we see the Twilight Council? Oh! I think we barely did spot it. As we see everything else as well. At the same time, Kung Fu Panda gets across the map. He freely gets a scout of the main base, does get eyes on Blink. Is aware of what's going on. So everyone knows that there's no shenanigans, there's no Stargate opener, there's no Robo opener, there's no Dark Shrine, for example. No hidden tech. We are fully aware of what we are up to. Maximoto, Fake mustaches are just as important as any SE2 match. Let's be real. True. Ay. It's gonna be Chase. Chase never. He has a real mustache. What do you mean? Chase has a real mustache. Hold on. Now it's time to showcase Chase. Hold on. Where is he? I think I have a photo of Chase with a mustache. Yeah. Look at this. Talk about Jefe. Hold on. Bam! Look at him! Look at him! Ah, that's not a Photoshop, by the way. That's real. Like Chase, he does live in a rural area. He lives in the outback of Australia. For those who don't know, he does live on a farm. Unironically, I'm doxing him right now. I'm doxing him. That's Chase. That's why he's got such fast APM, papi. He's quick to draw. It's beautiful. More Photoshop than no, that's real. That's real. That's actually real. The filter is there is a filter. There's like a brown filter on it, but that is a real photo of Chase, looking good. Cowboy Chase. But here we go. We do see Kung Fu Panda pushing out towards the left-hand side. Again, both players are expanding, taking their third bases. Good positioning here by Geralt. Again, does have a slightly better concave here, but we do bleed out the sentries. Meanwhile, Kung Fu Panda saving his own. Nice control here by Kung Fu Panda. Snipes the sentries of Geralt, saves his own, backs off. Adept's going to be threatening a shade towards the natural. Geralt, he will keep up with this. Does wall off in the end. Kung Fu Panda trying to pull Geralt apart. Going for the third once again. But is being forced back. Bleeding out a... Ooh, not bleeding out a Stalker. Crisp blink there by Kung Fu Panda. Does get away. A kangaroo killer. The emu slayer. That's it, papi. That's it. His family does... His lineage does go back generations to the Great Emu War. the family of Chase, they did take part. There was a great battle. On his home, on his land. It's where Chase lost his grandfather to the emus. For those who don't know, there was an emu war in Australia. That is a thing. There was a war that was held against the emus. Unironically. that is a part of history. The emus, they had it. They rose up, Papi. They rose up against the people. And the war ensued for a couple of years. It was it was wild. It was a dark time in Australia's history. Emu won, by the way. They did win. Did win. They now have their own territory. They are their own nation. As we do see Go pushing out. Unscouted, by the way. Kung Fu Beta out of position. That is a cancel on the 4th base. Good pick off here by Geralt. Very nicely done. At the same time, Kung Fu Beta is ready to dive into the main. We do have Zealots poised to dive in. Speaking of, there we go. That prism does load up. And we do slip into the mineral line. Kung Fu Beta may have lost the base, but he does get some probes. There's going to be 3, 4 workers going down. 5 probes even. Oh. Ay. Forcing back some reinforcements. We catch some stalkers as well. Good catch here by Kung Fu Banda. That's going to be 1. That's going to be 2 stalkers going down. 4 stalkers even. The prism gets the warp in. No shot. The warp in does complete as well. And Geralt's on the back foot. If Zel's still in the main base, Geralt's still keeping supply in the main as well as a result. And Geralt. That 4th, it's going to be cancelled. Kung Fu Banda going for the kill, denying that 4th base. And can he keep pushing? If he had his Warp Prism with his main army, I think he could. But from here, it takes a little bit longer to get reinforcements. And there's no rush. I mean, he's up a base. He can just maintain his 4th, contain his opponent on 3 bases. The Prism survives. Gets away with some Zealots. Oh, this is an awkward angle to push into. The SimCity working against Kung Fu Banda. So we have a wall of gateways. But again, as you mentioned, all the Kung Fu Banda needs to do is just contain. And there's the recall in the Prism to get it out of there. 4th base is up and running. Kung Fu Banda, has the better economy. Has the better upgrades. Oh, never mind, sorry. Worse upgrades, actually. Geralt already on +2, working on +3. Okay, so what does Geralt have going for him? As he's contained on 3 bases, he's been bleeding out some units. Geralt does have Disruptors. And +3. +3 is on the way, so there's going to be a timing with +3. Disruptors are on the way as well. We can hit critical mass. And even a handful of Disruptors can make up for a deficit in supply. Kung Fu Banda may be up 30 army supply, but a handful of Novas can make the biggest of differences here. They can sway a fight in favor of Geralt. But we're still getting there. We're making 2 Disruptors at a time. I think we have 1 with the main army. They are coming. The balls. They're coming out. They're on the way. We have a fake War Prism getting in between the bases, drawing away the army. We're going for the gateways. But here comes that Disruptor. Here come the Novas. And Kung Fu Banda has to respect it, has to back up. Does get 2 gateways. No Nova from Geralt. That would have been the moment. But we didn't go for it. Behind this, we can see Kung Fu Banda going into double Stargate production. He's going for Phoenixes. How do you deal with Disruptors? Either getting into your own Disruptors, or you can go mass Phoenix and just lift them. You can just lift, Papi. Just lift. Lifting a Disruptor will cancel the Nova. As a heads up. But Kung Fu Banda needs time getting there. We have +1 air attack on the way. Rotating around. More Disruptors are amassing. Phoenix production has begun for Kung Fu Banda, as we mentioned before. And we have the Fleet Beacon on the way as well. So we do see the armies clashing for a moment. Looks like a Nova went off. Looks like there was a decent connection. Zealots into the main. The cannon putting in some work, but that was a delayed reaction from Goku Banda. Reaction was delayed. There are the Phoenixes in production. Dark Shrine on the way as well. Fleet Beacon's going to be for, I imagine, Phoenix range. Or we could just begin going into a mothership, which would make sense. Mothership is honestly a pretty solid supportive unit here in PvP. And we have 3 Phoenixes, still not enough, as we're up against 5 Disruptors, soon to be 6 and 7. And Geralt's getting into his own Stargates. Never goes off, doesn't connect. Ooh, Goku Banda. So he goes up to 5 Phoenixes and then carrier production has begun. There's a 6th Phoenix on the way. They are revealed. Carriers are in production. +3 is done for Geralt, but it's about to finish up for Goku. Does finish. That is a big Zealot run by though. Goku Banda not too far behind. Grandpa chase. Aye. Riding his ostrich into the sunset. Riding his emu, papi. I guess we're not allowed to do that anymore because of the emu war. True. Not anymore. So here we go. The Zealot runby was cleaned up. At least Geralt's runby was cleaned up. Zealot's pushing out towards the right-hand side. They do deny the 5th. Yeah, 5th base is going to be cancelled. DTs, they get into the mineral line, though. Geralt fighting back. Dark Templar, they bust in. They depower all the gateways. A bit of an Artosis pylon was set up there. As the pylons did fall. Carriers are amassing. Where is that detection? We're going for the Nexus. And yeah, the Nexus is going to go down. Cannons, they don't get repowered in time. Big snipe. Now, as Kung Fu Banda is amassing carriers, and he has been building up his carrier count back at home, he's been keeping them and building them up at home, we have Tempest on the way from Geralt. And I do like this. So, Tempest, they do bonus damage to massive units. Tempests are the counter to carriers in PvP. But the reality is that we've started carrier production sooner. Like, carriers have been amassing a lot faster here compared to the Tempest. So, Geralt, he needs to recover. There we go. Big connections. Oh my god. Massive connections on those Zealots. Dark Templar are shut down. But yeah, I think we're only on 2 Tempests. Maybe like 1 to 2 Tempests here for Geralt. We're getting there. Going for a counterattack. And do we come back home or do we keep pushing? Geralt, he has to make a choice. He's looking to intercept. Can he catch the carrier? Not quite, but regardless, yeah, Goku Banda, he has to retreat. Immortal goes down, Novas go up. Shut down the sentries. Now, what's important here is that, again, the carrier was revealed to Geralt, so he's aware to just double down on Tempest production. So in a longer game, I do favor Geralt's army. And he's got Disruptors, soon to be Tempest, but we're not there yet. Nova's going up, but we do lift the Disruptors, most of them. One Nova does connect, but the others do not. And that's a massive cleanup. Aye. So many Disruptors go down. Immortals as well. And this was the fight that Kung Fu Banda was looking for. Shutting down, I want to say 5 Disruptors there. We did have a recall, a handful of them did escape. Tempests are amassing, but you can see Geralt plummet in supply. He needs time to recover. 2 more Stargates on the way. We're getting into Skytoss versus Skytoss. We're getting there. We do see Gungfu once again pushing out towards the south. Up to 4 carriers, getting into his own Tempest as well. Into his own Disruptors. No, the recall disruptor, it's stuck. No. The recall earlier did trap a disruptor at that linear third. It's a little bit smudge. That is essentially dead supply. It might be worth killing it. Otherwise, Geralt could spend a recall to save it, or I guess just break it free. So for now, we are pushing in. We need to get an update. At some point, the WTL Observer, he better give us an update on that disruptor. We need Is it still there? Do we have a plan to save it? I believe we don't have a Warp Prism. Yeah, there's no Warp Prism, as we are pushing out. Expanding towards the low ground. Geralt does get eyes on the gold. He is aware of it. Does force a reaction from Gung Fu Banda. The game is slowing down for the most part here. And we're cutting the map in half. Gung Fu Banda up a base. Does catch some stalkers. Good pickups. Couple of stalkers go down. We have a line of cannons and shield batteries on the way. Prism slips into the main base, but the Gung Fu Banda doesn't have the supply to warp in. He has no free army supply to warp in, so a little bit awkward there for the Prism. As we're going for a recall across the map, we're going for the base. There we go, we have the counter recall. Can we time these Novas? Nova goes up. Ooh, does connect, takes down a couple of stalkers. Overcharge is popped. Not a bad move here by Gung Fu Banda. He doesn't break through, but he does clear up a lot of the side defense. As we chase down a Tempest. Gung Fu Banda, a bit of a missed rally here. Leads out the mothership as well. Does have to retreat. Gung Fu Banda, again, he's down in Tempest. You can see the Tempest army of Geralt just kind of bullying Gung Fu Banda. Getting some free shots off. As that is a lot of Tempest. Again, Geralt, he's been building up that Tempest count a lot longer. Yeah, that is 8 Tempest with the main army. And Gung Fu Banda has to refine his army, throw away some supply, and rebuild and remax with more Tempest. The Tempest Wars, they're here. Speaking of freeing up supply, we get a Zealot Archon counterattack. Again, we're throwing this away, trading as best we can, but we're just freeing up supply for more Tempest. As Gung Fu Banda pushes in towards the right-hand side once again. He does have a recall available. Remember, the recall used earlier was the Mothership recall. So we break through another defensive line. And we recall back home. Zealot run by on the left-hand side, getting into some of the side defense as well. Gung Fu Banda, I'm loving how he's rotating between the bases. He has to make a decision here. Where are we spending our supply? 12 more Zealots on the way. We take down cannons, shield batteries. We're going for the base. And can we get it? Oh, it's going to be close. Nova goes off. Big connection on the disruptors. Gung Fu Banda, massive connection there. Avoids the Nova of Geralt, takes down the mothership, takes down the base as well, and we're forcing Geralt back. Oh, Tempest are going down though. Gung Fu Banda's Tempest, I mean. And you can see the Tempest of Geralt still trading well. We take down a carrier. But what about the bases? That's the thing here. What about the bases? Another Tempest gonna be falling. Ooh, another Tempest is bled out here for Gung Fu Banda. He has to retreat. Meanwhile, Gung Fu Banda was going for warp-ins, and he's going for a big counterattack towards the north. I think that's just Zealots, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Zealots and DTs. But we have rebuilt that side defense. Now, once again, Kung Fu Bandit kills the base, which is good, don't get me wrong. He has a better economy than his opponents. That's reflected in the bank. So you can see that Geralt, he's out of minerals. Geralt, he's out of minerals. He's down to 500 minerals here. But Geralt he still maintains that Tempest count, and he's still able to trade more efficiently. So Geralt is trading more efficiently, but Kung Fu Bandit he has the better economy. So there's this dynamic going on as the Zealots and DTs, they hit the northern base. They don't break through. Overcharge does protect it, but Kung Fu Bandit is taking another base. Kung Fu Bandit now on 8 bases compared to the 6 of Geralt. Like, Geralt, he needs to take down one of these bases and take it for his own. The problem as well is that Kung Fu Bandit has been mining from bottom left for so long. He's been mining from the gold for so long that it's mining out. Even if even if Geralt took down that base, it wouldn't even matter. Would not matter too much. He recalls to the right-hand side. The army is revealed. And Kung Fu Bandit, does he defend top right or does he push? We have our answer. He's pushing. So we're trading a base for a base. Now these cannons are going to buy some time. They're going to try and trade. Meanwhile, yeah, the base is cancelled and we can actually keep going. This is dangerous. So Kung Fu Bandit is losing 1 Nexus. Meanwhile, Geralt's losing 2. As we deny a base and we push in towards that linear third. Geralt, he turns back around. He did not kill the top right. He didn't kill the Nexus. I did not kill the base. He bleeds out 2 and he gets nothing in return. Yeah, a brutal moment here for Geralt. Did not take down the Nexus, which means Kung Fu Bandit can always recall there. He can always recall if need be. As he does pull back. Geralt chasing him down, gets a carrier. Gets a second carrier as well. Very nice damage. Can he get a 3rd carrier? My God, the Tempests are cracked. They're crazy. The power of the Tempest. Good pickups. Ooh, that will depower the Cyber Core. Cyber Core goes down. We have some DT harass towards the top right. Cannons are needed. Observer does arrive in time. Okay, we can see once again Geralt is rotating towards top right. I don't think that Kung Fu Bandit can save that base. I don't think he can really engage with all these Tempests. How many do we have? I want to say 15. I want to say like around 15 Tempests. Maybe 13. Novas go off. We shut down the Archons. And once again, this is triggering a counterattack. Once again, this time we do kill top right, but Kung Fu Bandit pushes in, takes down bottom left, does force a cancel. And this is still better for Kung Fu Bandit. Like, he still has a better economy. This time catching some extra pylons, he can always recall back home. Threatening the main. Geralt, he has to respond. He cannot lose that main. Okay, Stalkers can be an answer here. It's not ideal. Stalkers are revealed. We do bleed out. Not quite any of them yet. The army's revealed we're pushing. Now, I believe Geralt hasn't recalled. He can still recall back home when this army reveals itself. And likewise, Kung Fu Bandit can also respond with his own recall. Geralt turning around. Yep, there's that recall. Does recall to not the main. He recalls to the 3rd, I think. Yeah, recalls to the 3rd base. And Kung Fu Bandit, he has to recall the hell out of here. Bleeds out a Tempest. But denies top right. Interesting. Okay, he recalled to the gold. I do like this, actually. I do think that he can still actually threaten the main. As I say that, Geralt anticipating the movement here. Yeah, he's defending his new base. So Geralt, he's going to be protecting bottom left. That's where Kung Fu Bandit is as well. I still don't favor Kung Fu Bandit in a straight up fight. I don't know if you've noticed, but Kung Fu Bandit, he's been avoiding the main fight. He's been avoiding the Tempest. Does trade. But yeah, the Tempest count's still in favor of Geralt. We have to respect it. Which again is why Kung Fu Bandit, he's been going for these hidden run tactics. Taking down a base, recalling back home, getting another base. And at this point, I think that Geralt has realized that it's more important that he defends his mining base instead. So he's going to stay back at home. Threatening the gold. Does threaten the gold. From here, I would like to see Gung Fu Banda rotate towards the north instead and take down the northern base, the northern center base. Geralt pulling back as well. Again, Geralt has very limited map vision right now, so he's trying to anticipate the movement here of Gung Fu Banda. Trying to make sure he doesn't get caught out. War Prism slips in. As War Prism gets shut down, at the same time, Gung Fu Banda diving on the army. Does get the disruptors, gets one, gets two. Novas go off, they take down the Zealots. Another Nova connects as well. Ooh. Yeah, the Stalkers are being cleaned up. Gung Fu Banda is going to get the hell out of here. Does have to retreat. You can see Gung Fu Banda not looking happy on cams, actually, after that loss. I mean, he did take a lot of Novas to the face. Being a little bit frustrated. I mean, again, like, I don't think he can take a head-on fight yet. Gung Fu Banda does have better air upgrades. He has air armor. Time to say trade for a moment. Gung Fu Banda going for a counterattack with his Stalkers. He's checking top right. Nothing is there. Ah, there's a TT. And now we can threaten the cannons as well. That should force a reaction. This is a lot of Stalkers. Yeah, there's the overcharge. Jesus. I 20. That's 20 Tempests, by the way. I was saying 15 earlier, and I'm pretty sure that was around accurate, but now we're up to 20 here. We have them selected on bottom right. That's a lot of Tempest. There we go. Gung Fu Banda, he does force a reaction. Again, the goal here is for Gung Fu Banda. He's getting tired, Papi. Hands off the keyboard for a moment there. So the goal here, Gung Fu Banda is trying to drag the army towards top right while he pushes towards bottom left. Now, remember, Geralt does have a recall. Tempest are going ham. They're shutting down the base. We go for a dive. Storms are thrown down. A lot of Stalkers falling. But we do push in towards that base. There's that recall. We don't gain any ground. Some of the Tempests were actually left top right. That's a little bit concerning. Gung Fu Banda, he can shut this down. Oh, that's a lot of Stalkers. Yeah, we can chase out the Tempest. A big miscalculation from Geralt. No! That's going to be one. That's going to be two. That's going to be three. Can we get four? 4 Tempests going down. This is massive. Can we get 5? We get 5 Tempests. Can we get 6? Aye, aye, aye. Geralt, the recall. Again, a little bit misplaced. And we also take down bottom left. Geralt getting pulled apart there. 6 Tempests go down. He goes from 20 to 14. Which is still a lot, but a lot more manageable now for Gung Fu Banda. No longer a terrifying amount of Tempest. Aye, aye, aye. Now, Nexus is going to be shut down. If you have an observer, we can chase down the DTs. Now, Geralt is remaxing, but the bank tells a story. You can see that Geralt, he has 700 gas and 1,000 minerals, 1,600 minerals. The reason for this is because Geralt hasn't been mining. He has not been mining. He has barely had any mining bases. Gung Fu Banda has a massive bank to work with. Geralt does remax, but he can't do that too often. He cannot do that too often at all. He has to be very careful with his trades. Never goes off, doesn't connect. We take down 2 more Tempests. And this may be the beginning of the end here. Gung Fu Banda, he smells blood in the water. Pushing in. And collapsing the army. He's going to be cutting back to the safety of his cannons and shield batteries. Storm's going off on the Stalkers. They do soften them up. But this is good for Gung Fu Panda. All he has to do is trade. Just trade, pick off a Tempest here or there wherever he can, and Geralt, he's, again, running out of resources. Now, what's important here is that Geralt, he has expanded towards the center of the map. Bottom left, I should say. Bottom center base. So he can sustain himself. It is a fresh mining base. But he bleeds out 2 more Tempests. 3 more Tempests go down. Do we get a 4th? We get a 4th Tempest just barely towards the end. Now, that may have looked like a bad trade, and it was an inefficient trade for Gung Fu Panda, but because of his bank, just keep warping in. Just keep warping in, and if we can just dive in and kill 4 Tempests at a time like that, I mean, that's still just worth it for Gung Fu Panda. And we're pushing out once again. Geralt's rotating over towards the top right. Pushing towards the base. And yeah, Gung Fu Panda, he's happy to just trade bases. Going for the last mining base of Geralt. It's going to be going up. Good connections. Will we take down the Disruptors? 24 probes go down. At the same time, though, this base is going to fall as well. Gung Fu Panda bleeding out 37 probes. Meanwhile, 27 go down for Geralt. As we chase down even more workers. Now, on the one hand, Gung Fu Panda has a bank. True, he does have a bank to work with. He has a lot of gas, but he needs to also expand because Gung Fu Panda, I believe, is running out of minerals. Like, he's running out of resources to mine from, specifically. There are still 2 bases on the map that are worth taking. Top right and center left. Nevers go off. Ooh, good connections. They take down an Archon. This is still on a knife's edge here. DT coming in. Again, like, both players are burning through their resources. I still give the edge to Gung Fu Panda, but at the same time, if he trades too inefficiently, like, he's burning through his bank faster than Geralt. And it's just because the Mass Tempest is more efficient. Like, it's just a reality here. Geralt can trade better with his Mass Tempest. Base is being taken. Gung Fu Panda pushing in. Takes down another base. Geralt's on the way. He's coming. Does turn back around. Gung Fu Panda gonna back off. Geralt is taking top right. Down to 16 probes. Geralt is stuck at 140 supply. He cannot remax. Geralt, he just does not have the resources to remax anymore. Not anymore. We're going for the base. Good snipe on the Oracle. Ooh, on a Tempest as well. And yeah, we're collapsing. We're diving in. There's no reason not to. Novas go up. They connect with the Archons. We can focus down the Disruptors. Storms are being thrown down, but they tickle the Stalkers. Not ideal. Yeah, and Geralt, he's being chased all the way back to his natural, losing his entire ground army. Now he only has his Tempest remaining. And how many do we have? 7. At one point, we had 20. At one point, we had 20 Tempests, but alas, not anymore. And again, Gung Fu Panda looking strong in this series. It's been a long one. It's been a grueling game 2 here. I thought we were going to have like an early night here tonight, but nah, it's not going to be the case. We're in for the long hauls. We're chasing down the final units. GG, well played, and Gung Fu Panda will take the series 2-0. A strong start for Berserker Esports. GG. Oh my, the shaky cam. I don't think either player was sent. In the end, Gung Fu Panda did bring Geralt down 2-0, but now we're getting ready for our next PvP of the night. We're getting ready for DNS versus MaxPax. Let's go. MaxPax, of course, he's the ace player of Psystorm Na'vi. Meanwhile, DNS was the ace player of the Platinum Heroes, but he has joined a new team. And here we go in the top right-hand corner. We have MaxPax for Psystorm Na'vi. And in the bottom left, we have DNS for Berserker Esports. Now, DNS is a new pickup. DNS, he was the ace player of the Platinum Heroes for a season, if you remember. It was DNS initially and then followed by Firefly when Firefly got picked up. But there was a bit of a reshuffling of players. You know, Platinum Heroes, they lost a bunch of players, they picked up a bunch of players. There's a lot of restructuring going on amongst some of the mid-tier teams, or teams like Platinum Heroes and Berserker. As Platinum Heroes lost DNS, Berserker picked him up. And I do think that DNS is actually a really good pickup for Berserker Esports. And even though MaxPax is favored, 100% MaxPax is favored in this series, DNS, we've seen him take it to some of the best players out there. We've seen him shine in WTL. And I do think that DNS does pose a threat to MaxPax. Again, MaxPax is still favored, but it's not going to be an easy one. I want to believe that we can make MaxPax work for it. Again, it's purely mirror matchups for this series, so hope you're ready for some more PvP and more TVT afterwards as well. As for now, we're just getting into our openers. It is going to be a gate expand setup here from MaxPax. Meanwhile, a 2-gate opener from DNS. So DNS, he's going to have the option to go for an all-in against the greedier build of MaxPax. Again, MaxPax, his buildings are in the main base, yes, but it's still only one gateway, and he is looking to expand. Did open up double gas, so it looks like MaxPax is going for a Stargate first, followed by the Nexus. Speaking of, there's that Stargate, as we did mention, and the Nexus should be thrown down thereafter. Now, I believe DNS, his only probe on the map is the scouting probe, so he has no proxy setup. Can still one base all in from his side of the map, but right now it's on DNS. Does he all in, or does he play from behind economically? We could try to go for a Stargate opener ourselves. We go for the Cyber block as well. Pylon did finish. Cybercore has been thrown down. Again, DNS trying to delay the expansion for as long as he can. And there it is. There's the Stargate. It's on the way. Now, DNS should know that MaxPax is a Stargate as well. So this could just be a Phoenix first. MaxPax should be going for the Oracle. There it is. Oracle is on the way. Big delay on the Nexus. Cybercore should be cancelled soon. And behind this, DNS should be expanding. Again, DNS, he's not going all in or anything like that. There's a cancel just in time. Whew. We cancel the Cybercore. Here comes the Oracle. We have a safety shield battery in the mineral line for DNS. Again, he's aware of the Stargate, so the Oracle is no surprise. Ooh, and that is a second Oracle on the way for MaxPax. I would have loved it to have seen DNS going for the Phoenix. Going for the Oracle here is bold. It's a bold move here by DNS. Again, the Phoenix would completely shut down Oracle play. DNS taking a chance. Looks like he wants to harass across the map as well. MaxPax just waiting for his second Oracle, and here we go. He's moving out with 2 Oracles towards the south. He's moving out with Stalker Zealot towards the natural. He's going to try and pull apart the attention of DNS, and these 2 Oracles, they can get a lot of damage done. They can pop off. Meanwhile, DNS, he won't have his Oracle to defend back at home, which is concerning. He's being distracted here by the army. There is a shield battery. Shield battery does not matter when we're one-shotting units. And we head for the main. Phoenix comes out just in time. But we still focus out as many probes as we can. We get 5. 5 workers go down. Force the recall at the same time across the map. We also get 5 probes. DNS, the gamble pays off. Oh my god, DNS achieving the same amount of damage with 1 Oracle that 2 Oracles did for MaxPax. Very nicely done here by DNS. Gets 7 probes across the map. He got even more damage, by the way. Phew. Again, I was worried about the Oracle first, but thankfully went for a Phoenix thereafter. Now, what's important is that the aggression isn't over. You know, MaxPax may be behind in workers, but he still did recall one of his Oracles. He still has one of them up and running. I believe one. I think the other did die, or did get picked up. so we can still threaten some of these bases. There are still opportunities for MaxPax to bounce back. As MaxPax did invest into his own Phoenix. At least I did see it in the production tab. I'm uncertain if he cancelled or not. Moving out with his Oracle. I think he might have cancelled it. As a blink is on the way for both players. Meanwhile, also my apologies, I didn't get to give you a shout out earlier, but a shout out to Rodin18 in the chat. Oh my god, thank you so much for subscribing for 7 months. Hello, Light. Get that. Thank you so much for the subscription, Rodin. Do appreciate it. Gracias, papi, gracias. As the Oracle, we spoke about it earlier, does come back in. Blink is not done, by the way. We get 2 more probes. Good counter damage dealt. Counter damage dealt here as we do move out. I was just actually having a look at the predictions, and majority do predict 1-1, by the way. I'm impressed. Majority, they believed in the 1-1 score. We'll see if we can get there. I mean, it has not been a bad game here from DNS, but he's still up against the beast. He's still up against the best Protoss in Europe. Blink is finishing up. It's done now for both players. Third base is on the way for both MaxPax and DNS. MaxPax with a slight lead. We do bait out the stasis. We're going for the base. We're looking for the cancel, and can we force that cancel? We get a kill on the Stalker. Going for the shield battery as well. Very nicely done here by DNS. He will be forced back. He's going to be forced back here. Boys are being pulled. DNS does have the Stalker lead. And MaxPax has to retreat. Has to be very careful with how he engages. We do pick off 1 Stalker. Bit of a misstep there from DNS as he's being harassed back across the map. Ooh, probes are going down, but that's going to be a kill on the Nexus. He's going to get it. He wants more than the Nexus. He wants the army. Again, MaxPax in a lot of trouble here. Reinforcements have arrived. We dive on the Stalkers. DNS losing 16 probes back at home. He's all in. We have the overcharge. Again, the Adept Jurassic got out of hand. It got out of control. But we can two-shot these Stalkers. Overcharge was just spent. We did have that Stalker. So the Stalker, the Phoenix. Phoenix was built. And we're barely holding on. We're barely forcing DNS back. We saved the third. The third should have died. The third should be dead here, but barely it does survive. DNS being forced back, but here come the reinforcements. And can he make up for it? Can he still break the third base? As that Nexus is so low. The overcharge is about to come out off of cooldown. It's about to come off. We dive on the army. We focus down the Stalkers one after the other. Good target firing by DNS. There's 3 Stalkers left. We're down to 2. And we spoke about this earlier again. DNS, he was the ace player of Platinum Heroes for a reason. He was picked up for Berserker for a reason as well. And it looks like DNS is snowballing out of control. He gets 6 more probe kills. We have the overcharge. It's buying some time, but more reinforcements are on the way. And DNS, he should have enough to break MaxPax. I mean, it's been impressive for MaxPax to defend for so long. Very impressive here, despite so much working against him. There we go. Boys being pulled once again. Good kiting here from DNS. Does pull back. Yeah, picking up those probes. Does bleed out a Stalker. Good pick off by MaxPax. Is a good pick off. Again, if only we had a War Prism. There it is. We have 5 gates on the way. We have a War Prism in production as well for DNS. He knows he is so close to breaking MaxPax. Oh, so close. But he barely doesn't have enough. I can't believe the base is still up and running. Crazy. MaxPax, he did save it. It's maintaining his Warpins as well. And MaxPax is evening up the army supply. He's trying to. Oracle coming in. We are in position. Oof. We barely do not get the Oracle. Does survive, but here comes the War Prism. Again, you can see the numbers here. 15 Stalkers from MaxPax, 21 for DNS. But DNS, he does leave a Stalker back at home to defend. They're trying to get a better angle of attack. There is an overcharge available here for MaxPax as well. Going for another Warp in. Zealots are on the way. Diving on the army. Zealots say going for the mineral line. We do have the overcharge. But Zealots say get into that natural. There are Zealots to defend. Zealots to defend. Looks like MaxPax, he will hold on to his natural base. We're going for another big warp in. Again, GNS, he still knows how close he is to breaking MaxPax. Boys are being pulled. They need to be. Zealots coming in from the north. Good blinks here from DNS. Cleans up all the Zealots. But the Stalker army from MaxPax is overwhelming. Does force him back. We have a pretty comparable Stalker army. But more warpins are coming in. That was 11 more probes going down. No more shield battery. No more overcharge. And it looks like we have finally broken the base. I say that. Another warpin. We have an immortal. We do have an immortal coming in, but the warpins, they look like they should be too much. We dive on the immortal. We focus it down. Stasis does not trigger. Oh, we're so close. Oh, it does trigger in the end. Does catch 4 Stalkers. MaxPax. Again, pulling off a crazy defense. Going for the War Prism as well. He does take a lot of hits to the face, though. He gets the Prism, but it costs him a lot of Stalkers. And there's no backup shield battery. Yeah, 3 Stalkers left. GG gets called, and DNS finally does it. He breaks MaxPax. GG. Oh my god. Pappy. GG, well played. DNS, he does fight back, and suddenly, Berserker Esports are up 3-0. Berserker Esports, they're up 3-0. One more game, one more win, and Berserker will take it over Psystorm Na'Vi. Aye, aye, aye. Berserker Esports popping off here tonight. I mean, they're fielding their A team, their strongest, and spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have MaxPax for Psystorm Na'Vi. And in the bottom right, we have DNS for Berserker Esports. And again, MaxPax, he is the best Protoss in Europe. He is the ace player of Psystorm, but one more loss and he is out of this. And again, I was 100% behind DNS taking a map, but taking 2, that would be crazy. That would be insane. Like, we've seen DNS take it to the best players in the world before. We saw it last season and the season before that. There's a reason why we got on the DNS hype train last year. Looking so damn good. But to take game 1 against MaxPax, that's impressive. Whew. But it's not over yet. You know, Berserker, they are so close to that win, but the reality is that the caliber of players on Psystorm, it's MaxPax and Spirit. MaxPax and Spirit, they are still in this tournament. They're still in the lineup here in game 2, and Spirit thereafter. And they can totally bring it back and pull off a reverse sweep. I would not put it past them. It is within the realm of possibility here to pull off a reverse sweep, so the pressure is still on DNS. Again, up after this is Spirit versus Battle B, and Spirit is 100% favored over Battle B. Like, Spirit is a monster. Especially in that TVT. So there's still a lot of pressure on, and we are going for a proxy pylon. Okay, so a couple of things. It's a 2-gate opener from DNS. Meanwhile, it's a gate expand from MaxPax. It is a gate expand, so DNS, he's faking a 1-base all-in. Now, based on the pylon placement, it looks like a Stargate. This looks like a proxy Stargate, maybe a proxy Twilight Council, but I'm leaning more towards Stargate. We'll see what it's going to be. Cybercore is done. MaxPax is going for his own Stargate opener before expansion. This is the go-to build for MaxPax. And DNS actually is not making... Oh, he's going for the proxy Twilight Council! He's crazy. I don't know how I feel about this. So, Proxy Twilight Council, this could be one of two things. This could be a 4-gate blink all-in, or I'm leaning more towards Proxy Dark Shrine. I'm leaning towards the Invisible Man. You know, you proxy the Twilight Council, and you proxy the Dark Shrine as well. The problem with a Proxy Dark Shrine is that we're opening Oracle, right? We're opening Stargate. MaxPax has detection, and there's that Oracle. He's going to have a revelation. And DNS should be aware of that. He should be aware of the Stargates, and it is going to be Blink. Okay. I'm more behind this. It's going to be a 1-base Blink all-in. We have more gateways on the way as we speak. Oracle has been scouted, has been confirmed. It's on DNS to minimize damage from that Oracle and to mass up his Stalkers. Safety Void Rays on the way. Now, we do intercept the Oracle already. Good damage there by DNS. But this is a very defensive map. Again, we have a ramp, we have the high ground. It is very difficult to pull off 1-base all-ins on site Delta. As we catch the Oracle, no shot. Good catting here, and the Oracle, it goes down, massive pick off. DNS already just reading MaxPax like a book. We have a backup shield battery on the way. It's going to be double shield battery. It's 3 gateways back at home, 4th gateway across the map. Oh, never mind. I thought the 4th gateway was being proxied. It is not. Oh, that means we're getting slow warp-ins across the map. That's a little bit unfortunate. Gonna be slow warp-ins from DNS. Still 4 gateways, but reinforcements will take a little bit more time. And again, we're pushing up a ramp into a Void Ray, into a Prismatic Alignment, into 2 shield batteries and a Nova Charge. This is not easy. The ideal for DNS is to drag the army out into the open, but there's no reason for MaxPax to do so. It's chilling. He has a Robo, he has an Immortal on the way. Gateways have been scouted. Backup pylon in production as well, so there's no Artosis pylon. The second pylon alongside it. Yeah, now we have 2 Void Rays. We have to make Prismatic Alignment, we have to respect it, we have to back up. Now DNS doesn't lose any Stalkers, thankfully, but again, there's no breaking this, and we have bought enough time, and now we have an Immortal. Now I think the best chance here for DNS is to try to get high ground vision and blink into the main, but there's no sentry, there's no way to gain high ground vision here. So this is looking better and better for MaxPax. Ooh, a bit of a misclick there as well. Ah, that was unfortunate. I don't know if you saw, DNS, he was trying to target the Immortal to trigger the shields, but he targeted the rocks by accident. The rocks right behind the Immortal. Which is why you can see they're weakened. There we go, we dive in, we go for the Void Rays. We get 1, we get 2. The Immortal still has his shields. We're barely breaking through that as well. We break through the Immortal, but another Immortal rocks up from the main base. Can we focus it down? Oh, it's costing us a lot. And we barely will, but we're down to 4 Stalkers. Down to 3, down to 2. We don't have enough. The Immortal holds, and MaxPax has defended. GG gets called. MaxPax fights back for Psystorm Na'Vi. GG. He did. Again, I do think that he had planned to be free tonight, which is why we did clear up our schedule. And here we go. In the bottom left-hand corner, we have Spirit for Psystorm Na'Vi. And in the top right, we have his opponent. We have Battle B for Berserker Esports. Let's go. Whew. Let us go. But yes, from here, we are getting to our openers. Now, Dynasty is a wild one just because of the pocket goal base. Typically, traditionally, on this map, players will avoid that CC in the pocket base and we go for a standard base instead, just because it is very easy to punish with Reapers, with Cyclones, with early game tank aggression. That gold is so difficult to maintain. Usually the gold is taken as a 3rd or a 4th, but we'll see if either one of our players is brave enough to expand earlier on. We shall see. Meanwhile, if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Predictions, they're open for like 20 seconds. Place your bets in the chat while you can. Do you believe that Battle B can win it all for Berserker, or that Spirit can force the ace match? Best of luck. best of luck with those predictions as they are about to close. As we're getting to our openers, it is going to be double gas from Spirit, double gas from Battle B. That is going to be a faster factory. That's going to be a delayed command center. So some more aggression from our players. I do believe. Oh, believe, Papi, believe. And again, Battle B has been looking good recently. Like, I do think that Berserker, clearly they've taken this seriously. I do think that their strongest lineup is Gung Fu Banda, DNS, and Battle B. So, Berserker, they're putting their best on the line here against Psystorm. And they are posing a threat. Like, again, impressive. Very impressive. They are still ahead in this series. You can see Spirit is checking the gold, making sure that we haven't rushed into it. You can see that both players have expanded at their regular base locations. As we mentioned, in TVT, it is considered unwise to take the gold just because it's so easy to punish. So, as a bit of a PSA, if you're out there, if you're looking for... I mean, if you don't veto this map on the ladder, if you don't veto it, then if you're in a TVT or even a TVP, you do want to avoid it in the early game. As we are getting into Reactor Reaper Hellion from the side of Spirits. Big Hellion volley goes off. Nice shuffling of the units. We do pick off the Reaper. Just barely. Hell, the Spirit trying to chase down the Reapers here. And it looks like he will get one. Oh, the body block. Battle B. Papi. Oh my god. That was crazy. The body blocking there by Battle B, locking down that Hellion. The Hellion is one shot away from going down, but it looks like it will get away. Phew, just barely. Will escape. You can see the intercepting Cyclone moving in. At the same time, Spirit pushing out with his additional Reapers and Hellions, going for the main. And Battle B might be out of position. Uh-oh. Battle B does catch one of these Hellions, but the Reapers, they get into the middle run. They're going for some SCVs. They're going for some worker damage. They get one. One SCV goes down. Ooh, so will the other. Two workers. Can we get a third? Can we get a fourth? They barely get a third SCV, and they will not get a fourth. 3 workers for 2 Hellions and for 1 Hellion and 2 Reapers. At the same time, we get across the map. Good counter damage there from Battle B. Very nicely done. Battle B going for a counter Cyclone drop. Meanwhile, Spirit did delay his own Cyclone production because of the Hellions. So there is a window. There's a window here where Battle B can get some damage done before the Cyclones of Spirit arrive. They're almost done, though. Oh, sorry. Those are the backup Cyclones. We already have 2. We're getting into 4. And Battle B has to appreciate. We pull back, Papi. We pull back. Now, as Spirit is getting into Cyclone production, Battle B has already commenced tanks. That's a little bit terrifying. Battle B will have the tank lead. Tanks are getting up and running. Battle B getting into his Raven production. Spirit committing to Mass Cyclone. This is an old school style. This was seen a lot more prevalently last patch. Committing this heavily into 8 to 12 Cyclones. You don't see it too often anymore. Just because of the nerf to the Cyclone. So I'm a little bit surprised. We'll see what Spirit can get done. It's still a very active style, I will say that. We pick off a depot. We do pick off a depot. We supply block Battle B. Good juggling here. We break the lock-ons. Oh. Oh my. The juggling, Pat. As Battle B does come out better in that trade, but no one loses anything. Battle B has to retreat, has to repair. Third CC's on the way for both players. Spirit does have quite a lead there on that third. And now Spirit is getting to tank production. But again, as a reminder, he's going to be behind in tanks for a little bit. That'll be supply blocked once again. Oof. That'll be... We need to get it together here. Need to calm down. Calm things down as we are still so close to taking that win. To claiming it for the team. Spirit moving out with 6 Cyclones. It's moving out. Checking the gold once again. Actually, we can elevate her into the pocket. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're going to be dropping over the wall. 6 life loads right into the main base as Battle B is pushing out. Uh-oh. Things are about to get rowdy. Okay, Spirit, he's not just going for Cyclone Harass, he's going for Ravens into the natural as well. And Battle B, do we turn back around or do we commit? We have to make a choice. He did freeze in the middle of the map for a second there. SCVs are falling. At the same time, SCVs are not safe in the natural either, and we're all in. It's all or nothing for Battle B. Yeah, we dive on the tank. The tank is going to be focused down. The DPS is too damn high. And now we have to focus across the map. Can Battle B break the defenses of Spirit? Good disables. We're disabled to all the tanks. 2 tanks go down, and Battle B, he does have a massive tank lead. Vikings do land, and we're pushing into the main. We have to camp the production. We have to go for the kill. Battle B, can we pull this off? The tanks, they're camping the factory. 1 tank does barely pop out. That was huge for Spirit. Tank does arrive. But I think it was targeted. Yeah, it gets chased down. We focus down the tank. Boys are being pulled from every angle. And we get a full surround of these tanks. No auto turrets. The tanks get cleaned up. The SCVs, they did a lot of damage. Again, if only we had 1 more auto turrets, or even 2 more. Battle B, he lost 30 SCVs, but he denies Stim. Stim is denied. A tank is on the way. Does pop out. We do try to dive on it, but we have repairs. Yeah, kiting against the SCVs. Remember, Spirit, he does have the 3rd. As I say that, force to lift. Force to lift up his 3rd base. Again, a lot of chaos ensuing. Both players down to 30 workers. 30 SCVs for both Battle B and Spirit. Spirit repositioning at his natural. Has a tank. Spirit. So Battle B backing off. Consolidating his forces. With these Vikings, he could go for the Ravens. There are 3 Ravens full of energy. That is the big advantage that Spirit has. Going for a drop as well. Bold move. But he has to. God, that Raven is so low. Spirit, he comes back home. He knows how much danger he's in. Do we have a disable? There's 2 tanks. We disable 1. The other does siege. Big tank volleys going off. We take down the tank on the low ground. We focus down the workers. Battle B is going to be cleaned up. He gets 9 worker kills. Was that worth it for Battle B? He does save his Ravens at least. Does save his Ravens. It did force Spirit back, but now he's going for his own drop. He's going for his own drop. Liberator has going to be continuing here. Still a very close game. I mean, Battle B does have a worker lead, but Spirit, he wants to catch the Ravens. He wants to catch him. Up! Oh, he pulls back! No, he misses! Spirit, does he though? He doesn't have Stim. Remember, Stim was cancelled earlier. Stim was denied, and without it, he cannot chase this down. Oh my god, Stim finishing up in 5 seconds, but 5 seconds too late. The Ravens! Oh my god. Battle B, calm down, Papi. But you get 6 SCVs across the map in the main. Good damage here from the lib. Freedom has arrived. Again, if Stim was done 100%, we clean up the Ravens and... Well, I mean, it would have been a different game, to be honest. If we had Stim, Spirit would have had a much easier time defending, attacking, doing everything. That may have been the game-winning move here for Battle B. Vikings, they shut down the medevac. Oh, massive pickoff. Medevac goes down. Marines as well. Yeah, Spirit losing his entire drop. And now we're pushing. Now, Spirit is behind in the workers, that is true, but Spirit is ahead in army supply, and he has Ravens full of energy. Spirit can still win a fight. He can disable, he can auto turrets. Spirit is pushing in, and he's not scouted. Oh. Yeah, late reaction here from Battle B. We get within range of the 3rd. Yeah, the tank's already sieged, and Battle B, he has to back up. He does have Ravens of his own. He could try and disable. He could try to break this. Liberator walks into Marines. Throw away the lid. We have the counter disables instead. And the counter disables. Disables everywhere. Now, Spirit, he can layer disables on top of this tank. There we go. Gets both. Auto turrets are thrown down as well. Likewise, the counter auto turret as well. Marines are being pulled. We do hold. Battlebee does hold. He pulls the voids, collapsing on top of these tanks, and he will shut them down. Or does he? He overextends. Battlebee bleeding out every single Marine. He does not break through the tanks. Ay, ay, ay. Battlebee in a lot of trouble. That one tank did survive. We have to pull the boys again. The tanks are barely holding on here. Now it's going to be Spirit's turn to overextend. There we go. The tank's exposed. We jump on top of the tank. We can focus it down. Can we, though? We barely get the tank. Such a close defense. Battlebee still has the higher worker counts. Spirit still on 2 bases. But you can see Spirit, he's just microing his heart out, trying to break the third. He knows how close he is. And he's going for the gold. Now, this is high risk, high reward. If Spirit loses this army, if he loses control of the map, then he will lose the gold base as well. Like, that gold is so vulnerable. Sensor tower does complete. We have drop play available. Battlebee, is he going to check the gold? That is the question. Is he going to head in that direction? As for now, he's trying to stabilize. So is Spirit with the gold base. That will make up for his low worker count. Spirit is still in this. And here comes the drop towards the gold. Spirit somewhat in position. We go for the scan. We get a tank. Clutch moves. Battlebee does bleed out some Marines, but that was still a better trade for the blue Terran. Gets a tank, backs off. The problem here again is still the gold. Is Spirit, he's bouncing back. 2-2 is on the way for both players. I believe Battlebee does have a drop ready towards the left-hand side, but I believe there's a spotter building there as well for Spirit. Yeah, we have depots towards the left and right-hand side. Looking to spot any kind of drop play. Speaking of drops, Spirit going for his own. Spirit is going to be spotted. Battlebee taking his own golds on the rich Vespene Gas Geyser side. Let's go. And this is what you can do if you take the gold as your fourth, is you can go on the other side, and there is a rich Vespene Gas Geyser that you can take advantage of as well. So it is worth it. It is that much more worth it. Now what's scary is that TVT is one of those mirror matchups where there's a lot of comeback potential. Unlike some of the others, because TVT is that much more positional based, you can be down 20, 30 army supply, and if you're able to siege up first, if you're able to get some extra tank volleys off, then you can win a fight. You can still win a fight here. On top of that, Raven control as well. So this is not a done deal for Battlebee. Yes, he has a lead, that is true, which is nice for him. But he still has to be wary. He still has to be very careful with how he pushes. He cannot be too overconfident. As we have a Dune drop on the right-hand side. Likewise, Battlebee fanning out his units. Getting eyes on the depot. Dune drop is coming in. This is another reason why like TVT is so chaotic, is because you can just go for Dune drops as well. And if you Dune drop and if you outposition your opponent that way, then you can just win the game as well. So this drop is very high risk, high reward. The downside here is that Spirit has a lot of Marines that are not defending back at home. If Battlebee push, I mean Battlebee's maxed out. Spirit, he's almost there. Because Battlebee's maxed out, he won't have much at home to defend. He won't have any reinforcements. Any rallying units from the production, and we're pushing in. We just scan each other. Ravens lead the charge, we get some disables! And Battlebee's going for the kill at the same time. Spirit going for his Dune drop across the map, forcing the base trade. And Battlebee turns back around. Ooh, okay. He loses the natural, and he needs to get some counter damage done as we're busting into the main. Spirit. Again, this drop, can we pop off? Do make it back home in time? We get our missile. At the same time, we have another army pushing towards the gold. And I'm not sure if Battlebee is there. He does deny the gold at least. And we have some tanks. But the tanks are exposed. Yeah, we still want forward. We get 1, we get 2, we get 3, we get every single tank. Yeah, Battlebee is being pulled apart. Is that going to be a kill on another base? Oh, we get 27 worker kills. And Battlebee's economy is in shambles. We're going for another drop into the main. Battlebee, did he leave anything in the main base? Does he have anything in position? The answer, I don't think he does. As we drop into the main, and Battlebee's economy, again, almost non-existent here. He will clean this up with his Vikings. And Battlebee needs to counterattack. He needs to counterattack. He is all in at this point. Now, Battlebee, he has a massive army. He's got 141 army supply against the 99 of Spirit. We need to push. We need to go here and now. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Spirit, as Spirit now has a better economy. He's going to be able to remax. He's going to be able to rebuild. But pushing into all these tanks, it's not easy. And you can see here that Spirit, he's closing that gap in supply. Building up more tanks, more Marines. Battlebee still hurting. Again, Battlebee's maxing out. What's important here is that now he's up to 156 army supply. Jeez, that's a lot of army. He can take a fight. He has Ravens. Spirit does not. The armies are clashing. We do get an anti-armor missile off. But Spirit breaks through. He breaks through towards the CC. Yeah, takes down a tank at the planetary. Battlebee, he does deny the base across the map. Takes down the planetary, shuts down the push. Ooh, Battlebee, he does defend, and he attacks as well. That's what's important. He denies the base. Even though Spirit has more workers, he doesn't really have many bases to make use of. He's down to a 2-base economy. You can see that he lifted up his main base. He's lifting his main. Lifted his natural as well. Oh, we have tanks! We have tanks in position. Battlebee, he does hold on. Shuts down the army, takes down some SCVs, and now we push. And Battlebee, he should have this. We do have another drop coming in from Spirit. You can see it towards the north. It's working its way towards the goal, but it goes down! The drop, I think it went down to a turret. Ay, ay, ay. It happened off screen. Battlebee, send it, Papi. He's still so close. Yeah, we disable the tanks. We push on forward. We have a massive tank lead here for Battlebee. And it looks like he has done it. Even with like a counterattack and like a base trade scenario, Battlebee is going to be perfectly fine. Yeah, the tanks, they don't even need siege. GG gets called, and Battlebee does it. He takes game number 1, takes down Spirit, and Berserker Esports win the series versus Psystorm Na'Vi. Mate, when the Doom Drop came in and when Battlebee was caught out of the map and when he turned around without killing the gold, I was worried. I was very concerned there for Battlebee. I mean, for good reason. Battlebee lost like 50 SCVs. He went down to 30 workers, even less than that. Barely had an economy, but he maintained his army. He maintained his army. He was able to stay on a high army supply there. And with that, take it in the end. And now we're getting into game number 2. We have Spirit looking to redeem himself in the bottom left. And we have Battlebee in the top right. Oh my god. Let's go. Now, as a heads up, Berserker have already won this series, but they will still play out this second game for map score and for individual player standing as well. Individual player score is kept track of for invites to Masters Coliseum at the end of the season. On top of that, map score is important when it comes to tiebreakers, when it comes to the playoffs. So there's a little bit less on the line, but still something on the line here. On top of that, I think there's a bonus for map wins as well. There's like a bonus paid out, if I remember correctly. Yes, every map won except the ace match during the regular season will give an additional 250 yen. So yes, there is a bonus amount of prize money paid out for every map win as well. So even if you end up losing here, if Spirit wins an extra map, then they do get some extra money as well. So just as a heads up. There's actually a lot of bonuses. I didn't actually see this. There's ELO awards. Apparently, they also have a bonus for most ELO increased player for top 3. That's actually really cool. So for the most improved player over the course of the season. That's really sick. So yeah, there is money on the line. Money, standings, ELO. Oh. Such a hard game, but Battle B really played great. He did. Like, Battle B, man, he went Super Saiyan. He was crazy. Popped up. He went Berserker. That's what the B in Battle B stands for, Battle. Confirmed. See Feral in the chats. I knew the outcome already, but let's fucking go. Aye. Let's go. This year's WTL is just upset after upset, and I'm here for it. Yeah, some really sick upsets have been occurring. I mean, we did always have a couple of upsets here and there. Like, upsets, they're the most common in WTL, but I would agree that the rate feels a little bit higher. Especially because we're so early on in the season, right? Like, it's still only week 2. And a lot of these underdogs, they've been popping up. It's great to see. Great to see as we do have our initial Reaper Hellion moving out across the map. Battle B did go for a Cyclone opener instead of Hellion once again. So Battle B's CC is going to be delayed for a moment, but we're going to be able to maintain our position here. Getting into our 1-1-1 and going for a Cyclone drop. Now, as a reminder, if you remember, in the last game, Spirit did go for a Mass Cyclone. I believe he went up to 8 Cyclones. It was like 6 to 8. I think it was 8. We'll see if he does that again. Again, it's a little bit old school. It's not really seen too often anymore, just because it's out of fashion, out of favor in the new patch. We'll keep an eye on Spirit. Battle B getting into earlier tank production as he's cutting Cyclones earlier on. Battle B already has 1 tank getting into his second. Meanwhile, I believe Spirit is making his tech lab on the factory. So we're not going into reactored Cyclones. So Spirit, he's adjusting. Yeah, you can see here, he's adjusting. He's not going Mass Cyclone again. He's going for earlier tanks. Battle B still has faster tanks. Bear that in mind. Yeah, still faster for our blue Terran. So do dip in across the map. We get a Marine. Do back off. Nothing major. Oh, the Battle Berserker. Yeah, let's go. I'm just catching up in the chat. Oh, we were invested, Bobby. We were invested in Battle B. It's beautiful. Speaking of, we do see Spirit trying to catch that medevac. We do manage to boost away just barely. The medevac will slip away and escape the clutches of those Cyclones. Behind this 3rd CC on the way, Battle B going for another factory. Bobby, is Battle B playing mech? That is a 2nd factory on the way, and I would not be surprised if we see a 3rd factory as well. Oh boy. Spirit, of course, investing into a faster 3rd CC, getting into bioplay. But yeah, we have Vikings amassing. This looks like mech. Does look like mech here from Battle B. I was looking forward to like maybe going to sleep before 2 a.m. in the morning, but nah, Papi, no, that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. We're in for a long one. Let's go. Yeah, we're making 2 tanks at a time. Now, to be fair, about what BattleBee's doing, I'm talking about mech, and I'm talking about like a longer game. Because of how high the tank count is for BattleBee, we could actually go for a 2-base all-in. Like, there are some actually really early, really crisp mech timings you can go for that can hit like a truck. Like, it's insane how hard they hit. And what's scary here is that because we're prioritizing Viking production, and here we go, we're pushing, even though we have all these Ravens for Spirit, and the Ravens are the saving grace, but the Vikings they can zone them away. If the Vikings are able to zone away those Ravens, then Spirit is going to be in a lot of trouble. We're going to have to sack them. We're going to have to just commit with the Ravens. We need to disable, otherwise it could all be over here and now. Here comes the all-in. BattleBee, he's on 4 tanks. Did I say 4? He's on 5 tanks. His reinforcement line is a little bit awkward, is what I will say. 2 tanks on the high ground. We are siege, we are in position, but again, BattleBee, he has the counter disables available. And we're going in. And here we go. We get 2. Both tanks are disabled. We dive on the army. And there are so many tanks. Too many tanks are disabled here. And BattleBee, he's mowing his way through. Oh my god, he breaks the 3rd base, shuts down all the tanks. Ay, ay, ay. And there's no saving this. We even chase down the Ravens. There's 1 tank left, but there's so much here to work with. The boys are being pulled into tank fire. Yeah, massive tank volleys going off. The friendly fire is insane, by the way. Oh my god! The friendly fire, the tanks, they do kill themselves there towards the end. SCVs, they do fight back. And Spirit, he's holding. Spirit, he's holding on. He shuts down the army. Initially, things were looking good, but that battle at the natural was insane, and Spirit does hold. And what's worrisome is that, yes, Spirit did lose a lot of SCVs. Spirit is down in workers, but he has triple orbital. He has 3 CCs, 3 orbitals. He can mule, he can make 3 workers at a time. Spirit, he can recover. And BattleBee was so committed there. He doesn't have any upgrades. We have 1-1 finishing up for Spirit. That was designed to kill. That was meant to kill there, and BattleBee didn't quite pull it off. So Spirit is in this. He's in this game. So we get the Cyclones in that mineral line. SCV's going down in the natural. BattleBee having a hard time. And we have a drop here on the right-hand side as well. We have tanks, but they might be out of range. Yeah, so we ignore the 3rd. We go for the main. We go for the main base. SCVs are going down. And Spirit, he's the first to siege up. Takes down a tank, takes out 2 tanks. Oh my god, very efficient trade. 16 SCVs go down. And Spirit is being cleaned up, but he traded it insanely well. The Liberator shows up. Liberation has arrived. There's no anti-air. We're picking BattleBee apart. Ay, ay, ay. 23 workers full. And any kind of deficit that Spirit once had is not there. It's not there, not anymore. Spirit, he's up in workers. He's up in army supply. Now, there is a higher tank count, which is difficult to push into. Yeah, that's an insane tank line. We cannot push up the ramp, but we can rotate around towards the 4th. Speaking of, BattleBee is attempting to get into his 4th. He's working on +1 vehicle weapons. But his rotation is late. His tanks are late here. We get 1. Well, we take down all the Vikings. And we can shut down the orbital. We can shut down the command center. It's gonna fall. GG gets called. It's too much to handle. Spirit does redeem himself in game number 2. A very, very close game, though. BattleBee was so close to pulling off that all-in. Everything was aligning. He disabled the tanks. He shut down the 3rd base. But his tanks were bunched up. And because of that, when the boys were pulled, we surrounded every single tank. We forced so much friendly fire, and we cleaned it up. Very impressive defense there by Spirit. Things were looking dire. But he made the best out of a bad situation. Did shut down the push. But regardless, congratulations to Berserker Esports, because they won where it mattered most, when it mattered most. Shout out to DNS, to Gung Fu Banda, and for BattleBee. All 3 players here for Berserker, they all did their part. They all added, and they all really yeah, really showed off here tonight. Very impressive stuff. GG, well played. Berserker showing off that they may have had a rough season in previous seasons of WTL. In 2023, they may have had a harder time in WTL, but here, this is a big win. Big win for Berserker. GG, well played. Ooh, and we have our standings. We have Team Vitality as number 1. I almost said My Insanity. We have Mystery Gaming as number 2. Shopify, TL, Berserker, and DKZ as the top 6. Followed by Platinum Heroes, the SLT, Offside, Basilisk are at the bottom of the rankings, by the way. Psystorm and Twisted Fairy. As a reminder, this is Basilisk without Serral. Bear that in mind, and they're having a hard time finding their footing here. Basilisk are having a hard time finding their footing. They are last season's runner-up. We expect a lot. We expect a lot from Basilisk. And to be fair, it's still early rounds. It's still the first 2 weeks. We still have many more weeks ahead of us. 9 more weeks of WTL. Basilisk, they have plenty of opportunity to bounce back, but not the best start for them. And I do single them out. I do single out Basilisk just because they did have a really strong showing last season. They popped off, and not even last season, even the season before that as well. Basilisk is one of the stronger teams in the team league. So again, we'll see if they can recover in the coming weeks, in the coming months. And I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. They still have a hefty roster. Whew, as we're done here for the night. We are done. We're wrapping up here for the night. Oh, that is not... Oh, there we go. Had the wrong series showing. But we are wrapping up for the night, and we are going to be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday. You know what that means? ESL Open Cup Asia is going to be tomorrow in less than 24 hours. In how long? Let's double check. ESL Open Cup Asia is going to be tomorrow in... Where is it? Is it not on TL? ESL. In less than 20, that's all you need to know. In less than 24 hours, we are going to have our next tournament is going to be ESL Open Cup Asia. So if you want some Korean on Korean action, then we got you covered. 17 hours, there we go. 17 hours and 50 minutes is going to be EPT Asia. So make sure you mark your calendars, you set your alarms for basically 18 hours time. You know, quick math on stream. And yeah, we'll see you guys then. We'll see you guys then for some weekly Korean action. I'm sure Raynor's going to be there as well. Raynor, he has been there every week for the past month or so, even over a month, as he's also living in Korea. So it's a really good way to kind of showcase Raynor versus all the Koreans. It's always a lot of fun. Showcasing players like Hero, Dark, Classic, Byeon, Kyor, you name them. They're probably going to be there. The only player that doesn't compete in EPT Open Cups is Maru. Maru is the only player that you don't see. Everyone else should be there. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thanks for the support. We'll see you guys tomorrow for ESL Open Cup Asia. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Massive shout out to all the winning teams here tonight. Big upsets, which is something we always love to see. Payouts are going to be... We're going to have those payouts in the chat. And if you want to join the prediction game, if you want to join those predictions, I know I didn't get to showcase them. It was a bit of a chaotic stream. But you can join the prediction game over on our channel over in the Discord. Oh, where are we? What did I get here tonight? Oh, I struggled here this week. Oh god. I got first place in close enough rankings. That's close enough. But basically, we keep track of everyone's predictions, and we're going to keep track of them and rank ourselves over the course of the season of WTL. So if you want to join, then join our join our Discord, and you can take part in the prediction game. Otherwise, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Ciao, papi ciao, hasta luego. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. See you tomorrow.